Yo, what's up, guys? What's up, H? Yeah, I said I was not going to be live today. But somehow I found the energy to go live. I'm not going to lie. Y'all gotta obviously get the likes up, share, and repost. Y'all really gotta interact, because yesterday was horrible because no one would interact. We got almost no guests. The guests we got were like trolls. Either that or waste of time. So come on, we gotta interact. We gotta get people up. Zero likes fell off. Apparently. But yeah, get to 1,000 likes. We're a quarter of the way there. What's up, YouTube? No one's on YouTube. Come on, we gotta get people up. Come on, guys, interact. If you haven't already, share and repost. Keep double tapping the screen. Get to 5K likes as soon as possible. We only got 10 people in here, or 15 people. Trying to get people up. Get a decent live. Decent is all I'm asking for, if even possible. So we just started just 2 minutes ago, so keep tracking. If you haven't already, share and repost. Double tap the screen. Come on. Try and get a decent live. Yo, what's up, Africa? It's popping. I'm studying, get the calls in. Yeah, we want to get calls in. But we're not gonna get nobody from YouTube. Let's be for real. But let's try and get somebody from TikTok. So if you haven't already, share, repost the live, get the likes up. We got to get to 5K. We're almost there. We actually are like right there. So we're trying to get people up. Thoughts, probability of fine-tuned universe more probable than naturalist? Yeah, I think that's just false. This guy's a troll.
Yo, I have a question, Fab.
What's up? Oh, thanks for the Galaxy H. Very much. Yo, give him W's in the chat, guys. WH. H is going crazy. You know, it's funny. I call someone else H because you have H, and there's someone else who's just like 20 H's in their name. I call them both H. I gotta fix that, but
yeah, yo, but are you rational, Fab?
I'm a like that guy's a troll. I've talked with him many times. Hey, what's up?
How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't see you. I don't know why it went black all of a sudden.
I don't know.
I can't see your question on your thing. Hold on, let me try to go in and out.
Sorry, what? Oh, you left? Weird. Let's bring up the next guy, I guess.
Hey, monkey boy.
Hey, what's up? What do you got?
Yeah, good, thanks. Why believe in a God? I think a lot of people believe in a God because they want the idea of God to be true. You know, they don't want to believe that their life...
Hold on. Do you have selective reading?
What do you mean?
Can you not read?
Well, the evidence is that, you know, they're trying to attach meaning to their lives, and therefore they believe in God, right?
I'm confused.
The evidence is that we have people who believe in God. That's the evidence.
Okay, and how's that evidence?
The fact that we know that there are people who actively want there to be a God, and they find reason and justification for those, beliefs,
Well, hold on. You
and they
said-
live as if there is a God.
Okay, but how's that evidence is what I'm asking you.
Isn't that evidence enough for them as a human being? The fact that they believe that there was a creator, a mind, a creative
confused.
force behind
I'm
the
asking
formation of this
you.
universe?
I'm asking you, how's that evidence?
How is that evidence? Okay, so
You
it
claimed
is
it's
evidence. Yeah. So the evidence is that we have many people who actually believe that there is a God. That's
Why are you
that's
repeating
clear.
yourself?
You know what I mean?
I don't know why.
Are you
you're
saying there
repeating
isn't people that
yourself.
believe in God?
I'm not saying anything. I'm asking you. Look, you claim evidence. I ask how evidence. Tell me how evidence. You repeat the thing as evidence. I continue asking how evidence.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is it evident that there are people who believe in?
I'm just not. Sorry. Don't worry. I'm gonna be charitable with people. That's just clearly wasted time. Yeah,
Hello.
Yeah,
Hi. So, your whole thing is basically giving evidence about how people don't believe in God, but I can sit here and tell you the personal experience that I went through with this religious thing, and I can tell you this in a story in the Bible, right? Mind you, it's a little bit foggy, but I'm gonna tell you what I remember. There was a story that my grandma told me about a person that kept hearing voices, and God was trying to talk to him and lead him through the right direction. Now, my grandma told me this because at the time when I was younger, I was going through the same exact thing. I kept hearing my name being called by people that wasn't really around. And at first it was like it was people that I was inside my house, so my grandma, my uncle. My mom passed away about
Okay, I'm
a
gonna be
couple
honest. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want story time.
fuck?
Yeah, I'm just asking you if you have an evidence or argument.
Hey man, good luck, bro. Cause I hope the day you go to Judgment Day, I hope you figure out all this, bro. Fuck off my screen.
Okay, thanks for coming up. I guess I don't know why people come up. If they're just gonna do that. Hey, what do you have?
The flat Earth.
Okay, and how's that evidence? Is the claim that that's evidence for theism?
Well, the Bible speaks about how the Earth is. It's how it's created.
Okay, let's just slow it down. Are you saying that's an evidence?
Yeah, sure. Creation is evidence of a creator.
That's not what I asked you. How about we try and be a little more focused and just answer what I ask you? Don't add stuff that I didn't ask you. So I'm just gonna this time take it as a yes. In the future, when I ask you a yes or no question, I don't want baggage after the yes and no. Okay, so if the claim is that that's evidence, do you understand evidence means that theism predicts the fact?
Okay.
Okay. But how does theism predict it?
So I believe the way the Bible describes the Earth is true.
How is
Therefore-
that answering my question?
So you want evidence for a creator?
You already gave what you thought was evidence, and I'm asking you to show how theism generates the prediction for the fact.
So I believe that for there to be creation, there has to
Yeah,
be
but
a
this is-
creator. And the
but this
creation
is-
that the Bible describes is the creation that we see and observe.
Okay.
So for them to know that information all
just
the way
slow
back
down.
there. Yeah, hang on, let me
Do
just
you
make a point then.
understand? But do you understand this is just you're jumping to something completely different? That's why I'm stopping you and not making you finish the point, because you're giving a different point, and now you just abruptly are giving something else. We could tie up. It's fine if you want to forfeit the thing you were giving earlier. You don't just do that abruptly. You can make it clear. I'm fine to move to any other things. That's fine. We could go all over the place. We just have to be clear when we're tying them up and when we're not.
Okay,
So you're-
well,
you said-
it's interlinked.
Okay, that doesn't really matter. I'm asking you if the claim is still that the earth being flat is evidence for God. I'm asking you how the existence of God predicts a flat earth.
Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that the God of the Bible must be true based on his word, because for it to explain how the earth is,
This isn't...
Let me finish. Many years ago.
Look, okay, this thing frustrates me with, will you let me go on when you're not engaging? Of course, it's actually a bad thing for, even for charity's sake, even to just let the dialogue flow very loosely. It's actually vicious. I let you ramble and not engage with where we are in the dialectic. I can let you ramble, but what's the point? I'm just going to repeat the same question, and we're going to let you finish this whole line of thought, which is going to take 20, 30 seconds, or probably more, just for it to not do anything for the conversation's productivity. We should be very conscious of what we want to say and how it actually progresses the conversation. There's no point in letting you continue when I don't know if you don't know that it's not engaging, if it's unclear. I'm asking you something very... Okay, so we're on the same page. What am I asking you to do?
You're asking me to do something you already know is true, but you're in denial because you love sin.
Okay, I don't want... Dude, what am I asking you to do? Come on, we don't need to poison the well.
I tell you what you're really asking me to do.
Yeah, what am I asking you to do?
Is give evidence. But deep down you don't want evidence because you know it's true already.
Okay, we don't want the rhetoric. Just... No, that's not what I'm asking you.
It's what I'm saying.
What you're saying is rhetoric. Now, look, that didn't answer my question, so can we just answer seriously? What am I asking you to do? What are you supposed to be doing?
Giving you evidence.
Okay, no. That's wrong.
Well, it says, why believe in a God? Evidence or arguments only. So, yes, you are. It's correct.
Don't know you can't just saying it's correct doesn't make it correct. It's not correct because literally 10 seconds ago. That's the prompt. That doesn't mean that's where we are in the dialectic.
That's the question then, isn't it? You want evidence and argument.
Calm down, please. You don't need to freak out. I already told you no. Now, if you don't...
so it's not what you want then. I don't understand then, because usually when people have prompts, that's what we address.
I'm here to... I get it. I'm here to have you understand. So if you could let me explain it to you, then you'll get it. You've already answered that question of what you thought was evidence. Do you not remember? What was the further question?
On the flat earth.
Yep, and what was the further question? So see, you're not tracking the conversation because you're asking...
how does that bring forth the theism?
No. Okay, this is why we gotta listen. Do you want me to... I could write it out and put it on screen if that helps.
I don't know, you kept interrupting me, so...
No, that's just not true. Look, do you want me to write? I can write it out.
You kept saying stop rambling, this, that, the other. Every time I was trying to make a point, you interrupted me.
Because I wasn't answering the question.
So you were
that's what the point was.
So
yeah, but
track yourself.
I didn't say I wasn't interrupting you.
You did. You literally just said 2 seconds ago, no, I wasn't, when I said you were interrupting me.
Well, from giving an answer, you weren't answering.
No, I was answering, but not the way you
don't
want
even
to
know what
hear
the
it.
question was.
The issue is you don't want the answers that oppose you, because you want answers to tickle your ear.
Okay, dude, what's the point of saying that? Dude,
okay,
that's
what was my answer?
You never answered. I didn't hear. I stopped you because you were talking about stuff about the Bible and stuff. And you just showed you don't recall.
So who's not tracking?
Well, I kind of detect when you're not answering, and then I just snap.
What do you mean you detect when I'm not answering?
It's okay.
You interrupt during an answer.
You even showed you didn't even know the question I'm asking you.
I went off the prompt. There was no question.
Okay, you don't. Okay, let's just be very methodical here.
And I use creation, flat earth as the answer.
Okay, we don't need to interrupt me. You don't think there was a question after you said the flat earth? You don't recall a question, really? That came right after that claim?
And then I answered that with creation is evidence of a creator. And you said, stop tying them all together, but you didn't give me a chance to make the bigger picture and bigger point.
Okay. Do you recall that question? Because there was a question after. Now
not
you
word
just
for
said
word, no, but I remember my answer to it. And what
I'm not Okay, I'm not asking word for word. No one would reasonably ever ask that. Just what was it I was asking you? So you can't answer not knowing what the question is, right? Doesn't make any sense. So when you said you answered, okay, what was the question? You just said there was no question. Now you recall there's a question. Now you're saying you answered the question when 10 seconds before that you said there wasn't any. So now there is a question answered, but now you're saying you don't recall the question, which is strange because it was the consistent question I've been asking the entire conversation ever.
Is this what we're doing?
Yeah, we have to
rather
keep
than speak
track.
about you're going into silly details rather than sticking to like the main point.
Okay, it's
stuff.
not silly. It's not.
Okay,
we're not.
It is silly when you're not.
Okay. You gotta stop. Okay, you gotta calm down. You gotta let me finish. Okay, just calm down.
You're talking nonsense, though, aren't you?
Okay, that's fine. Just calm down.
So
the point is, you keep interrupting me. You're not calm. You're freaking out.
You don't like it when you're being interrupted.
Can you?
Oh my God!
There's reasonable interjection. I interrupted you when you were not answering the question. Okay, can we just stop? Are we gonna have a conversation or what? I'm trying to work with you. If you're gonna keep behaving this way, we literally can't have a conversation. Just calm it down, bro. Please. Look, this is not like little details.
Yeah, you're playing
I'm asking you a question and you never answered. Then you said you did answer, but you admitted you didn't know what the question was. Because you thought there wasn't any. But now you answered it and then you're saying you don't remember what the question is. If it's fine if you don't remember, just say that. You don't need to like play this ego game like just dodging. Say I don't remember and I'll repeat it and then we can progress. Instead you're just doing jabs, rhetoric. Dude, do you remember the question, yes or no?
No.
Okay, the question is, if the claim is that it's evidence for theism, that means theism predicts the fact. What is the argument theism predicts the fact?
And what was my answer?
I don't know. What was your answer?
Can you remember now?
I just said no.
And I said creation is evidence of a creator.
Okay, but that's not an answer to what I'm asking you. Now you're saying something different is evidence for God. But I wasn't asking you to name more evidence.
But the flat earth and creation being evidence for creator was interlinked. If you didn't interrupt me in the first place, I was going to ramble for about 5 minutes. It's fine if it's
interlinked, but the question I'm asking you...
And explain.
Yeah, but that doesn't really matter, because that's fine if they're interlinked. Right now, I'm asking for the argument for that proposition. Do you have an argument for it, or what?
An argument to prove that creation is the evidence for a creator. Is that what you're saying?
This is getting tiresome, how you're not tracking. The argument that theism predicts a flat earth. Look, do you want me to start writing it out on screen? Seriously, I can write it out on screen.
No, I didn't. But that wasn't my argument, was it? Theism predicts a flat earth. That wasn't my argument.
Right, you never gave an argument. That was the claim you made. Which
no, I did, but that wasn't my argument. So your question is not based on the evidence that I gave. So it makes no sense.
Okay. Do you want me to start writing? We could write on the screen. Do you want me to do that? That would help, maybe.
So let's go with a prompt. Why believe in a God? Evidence or arguments only. So my evidence was this.
Hold on.
Which I started with. No, hang on a minute, because now you're interrupting me.
Yeah, you gotta stop.
I literally stay quiet to give you time to speak.
Okay, can you?
So I know that you finished.
Let's just pause. Let's just pause.
I beg you pause a minute, and so I can make my point.
No, because you don't make any new points. Don't make.
You don't want to hear the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Dude, you're just not following the conversation. Let me allow you to explain where we're supposed to go. I can explain why. What you're just lost in the conversation, and I can explain how. I just asked you the question of what's the argument. Now you didn't deliver any argument. Maybe you don't understand what I mean by argument, but it's not very. It's quite obvious you didn't provide an argument for anything. But what I'm asking is for an argument for that proposition, and And when I asked you for an argument for that proposition, you just said that a creation's evidence for a creator. But that's saying something else is evidence, so I'm asking you to give an argument that theism predicts the existence of a flat earth. So we never got any argument.
You interrupted me as I was making the point, and the point I was about to make was that they wouldn't have known back then that the earth was flat without divine intervention, because they didn't have the resources and the ability to travel to places like the firmament to know that the firmament existed. But hang on, why are you interrupting me during giving evidence? I'm literally trying to give an argument. But hang on, let me just give my argument and evidence, then make me look silly. Okay, so because they wouldn't have had the information to go to these places, right, and to understand about the stars and all the rest of it, and they have this information given, then that gives credence to the Bible being the truth, because now we have the evidence that we can go and research for ourselves today that the earth is flat. When they didn't have the technology to really suss it out like we have today. So the Bible is obviously outside of man's way of thinking. Now, I believe that creation is evidence of a creator. You have things
engaging with what I'm asking.
Fibonacci sequences and things like that show the fingerprint of a creator on it.
But now you're
to say that, for you to say there is no creator is ridiculous.
Okay, now we gotta stop. Okay, now we gotta stop. Now you're giving completely different points again, and you never answered the question.
No, they were the points I was going to make before you interrupted me.
Okay, those are different points. We don't need to talk about separate.
They're not
evidence.
Different points. That was the points I was going to make before you interrupted me.
Okay, by different points, I mean claims of multiple things being evidence. We address one.
That's fine. Am I not allowed to?
Okay, can we just stop? We address one purported evidence at a time. No, you're not allowed to do multiple evidences at once. We go one at a time. And I was asking you, we got to just focus on one. Okay, and you never answered the question.
Arguments is plural, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fine if you have arguments. We can't do multiple arguments at a time. We go one at a time. It's fine if you have multiple arguments.
If it's interlinked, isn't it? What I'm saying.
But we addressed one claim at a time, right? Now, again, you didn't answer my question.
Oh, you're boring.
Okay, you didn't address my question. Unless your claim is something more modest, are you just saying Christian theism predicts the datum, or are you saying theism simpliciter? Like theism globally or generally predicts the datum?
Globally?
You're saying globally. Okay. I'm
not saying globally.
So if it doesn't.
No, I'm not saying globally. I was addressing you saying globally because we don't live on a globe.
So you don't. So theism globally doesn't predict it. So it's just Christian theism you want to claim predicts it.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because the ancients would have believed it as well. But I think modern science,
I'm just asking you.
Pseudoscience has wormed this way into religions.
Dude, I'm just asking you, what type of theism are you claiming predicts it? That's all I'm asking you.
Okay, well, I would definitely go strongly with Christian for now.
Okay, if you're saying Christian theism predicts it, you're not saying theism globally predicts it, right?
But I don't know.
Okay, you don't know okay, then what I don't see is, if we can't establish that theism predicts it, then it just couldn't be an evidence for theism. Well, I mean, that would be rather obvious, because to say that theism doesn't predict it is to say that it's not evidence for theism. So that's, when you say why, that's like kind of a tautology, right?
So,
because the question I'm literally asking you is, if you think it's
I'm a Christian, so I'm not bothered by what all the other false religions say, or the false sciences.
Okay, but the point is that theism, you understand Christian theism as a subset of theism.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so if it's a subset of theism, then it by necessity cannot exceed the probability.
You say sub like we're not the biggest religion in the world.
Why are you interrupting me, please? Okay, just stop.
But you're saying sub, but it's not quite sub, is it?
Can you just stop? So Christian theism is a subset of theism. So by necessity, it cannot exceed or even be equal to the probability. of theism. So necessarily Christian theism is less than, given it's a subset. But if that's true, and we don't have evidences for theism, and we want to compare the evidences from theism to atheism, if we don't update theism, then when you update Christianity, that's kind of just like redistributing probabilities, where Christianity becomes more likely than non-Christian forms of theism.
Christianity becomes more likely than non-forms of theism if we don't update it, or if we do.
Non-Christian forms of theism. Yeah, so do you understand the issue with that?
So you're saying no, wait there, because I didn't really.
Are you even
grasp
understanding
it.
what I'm saying?
Well, almost. Are you say I missed the one part? Did you say that Christian theism, if updated, is more? Go on, repeat what you said. I missed the last bit.
Okay, so
Because you explain things in quite an intellectual way, articulate things very well, but
yeah,
realistically,
so
you should break it down more layman.
I get it. So look, just imagine it like this. Like, imagine we start with the assumption the probability of atheism versus theism is 50-50, right? Let's just imagine that, the starting probabilities. Okay, if we get no evidence for theism, then the probability of theism, given some datum, and that datum is not evidence for it, obviously the probability stays the same. But if it is evidence for a specific form of theism, Christian theism, but it's not evidence for theism simpliciter, then theism simpliciter does not increase, obviously, because we're not getting evidence for it. But that means if something is evidence for Christian theism, that means it must go up, which means that the probability of other forms of theism must go down correspondingly. But that means all you're doing is you're making Christian theism more likely than alternative forms of theism, but you're not making theism more likely than atheism.
Yes, but if atheism is supporting things like the Big Bang and evolution and a globe model, and flat Earth
Atheism
debunks
doesn't
those,
have anything. Atheism has nothing to do with those things.
so are you saying that atheism doesn't have a foundation?
No, I don't know what that means. I didn't say anything like
Is
that.
it,
All I
well,
said
for
is,
example, the foundation for the theist is a god, right? So the God creates everything, but for the atheist, it's nothing,
well,
right?
that's not even true, but neither
No, I'm
neither
asking.
talk
No,
about.
I'm literally asking.
I know, I'm answering, right? You just got to calm down. Yeah,
You said it's
neither
not true,
actually.
though.
Yeah, I know, I'm explaining. If you just let me, like, obviously I was still continuing to talk, so obviously I was going to explicate why that is. You just have a bad habit of unable to stop talking, honestly. It's like kind of annoying. I'm really struggling to talk with you because how abruptive you are to speak. It's genuinely obnoxious. Okay.
But you did start that.
So what I'm saying, I did not stop. You interrupted me. I
You
was still
interrupted
speaking.
first in this conversation. You
Okay,
started the
that's-
interrupting
okay,
game.
no one care. We're not talking anything about that. Again, like, okay, if I
Well, don't
interrupted
complain
you,
at what you do.
Okay, again, the other times I interrupted you is because you weren't answering the question. And you said you were, and then you admitted you didn't remember the question. And then you even changed it to there was no question, then changed it back to you did answer it. So that my interjection was reasonable because you showed you weren't following. You weren't engaging with my question.
You weren't following either, because when I asked you what was the points I made, you didn't keep up track either. So it is
Yeah,
what
but
it is.
you-
Carry on then. Let's just start from here. No more interrupting, yeah?
No, I think we can move on. It's just going to be too much of a pain.
Hello.
Hey, what do you got?
How you doing, Monkey Boy? I listened to your show because I think it's very interesting. I'm not going to argue with you. I know you have a lot of patience. It says, "Why do I believe in God?" Evidence, argument. I'm going to tell you why I particularly believe in God. I'm not going to try to persuade you or anything. This is just particularly my reason, and then you can poke your holes in it and why you would think that doesn't make sense or anything. Okay. All right. I take it, I believe, whether you not believe it or not, I believe Jesus existed. I believe he resurrected. And I believe if a person can resurrect, then they're God. A lot of people don't believe in Jesus. I believe he walked the time in the times of
That's
Caesar.
Obviously not true.
Which part is the obvious part? Him not
That
existing,
if
him
Jesus
raising.
resurrects, he's God.
That's all the evidence I need for you to be God. I mean, if you can
Just
resurrect, by all
imagine,
means.
but just imagine a world where X-Men exist. Imagine I'm the first X-Men discovered, and I have the power to resurrect, and I resurrect. But I
Okay.
just lived my life. I'm not divine. I'm by no means a god. I mean, I think the Jesus is God stuff makes no sense because God is a disembodied mind by definition, and Jesus is embodied. I don't understand the incarnation. But that aside, I'm obviously not a god. I don't have the ability to control the cosmos. I'm not spaceless, timeless. My mind's not immaterial. I'm not disembodied. So I don't, obviously I've meet zero conditions for being God other than being a mind and an agent. But clearly I'm not the type of mind and agent that can constitute the type of theistic hypothesis. So just me resurrecting, obviously I could be an X-Men and resurrect. There's a bunch of fictional characters that, if true, you would be committed to saying they're God in virtue of them merely resurrecting, which obviously is false because first, theism does not commit to anything about resurrection. Right? That's something Christianity might say. It has nothing to do with theism. And of course, many other things than theism can admit of resurrections. That's super obvious, right? Obviously, you can think of fictional characters who could resurrect. And if they existed, if what you said is true, if someone existed who could resurrect, I imagine a fictional character came to life who could resurrect. Therefore, they're God. Right, that just follows by universal instantiation. If I said, like, all cars are red, John bought a car, therefore his car is red. Anyone who resurrects is God. I don't know who's a person in fiction who could resurrect. I guess like Springtrap from freaking FNAF. I always come back. Springtrap revives. Springtrap is God. Like, what? That's like,
Hey, okay.
We agree that's obviously untrue.
Okay. This is the part I'm not following you with. You keep saying the word fictional as in like comic book. Now, if
They're
you're
not
saying
real, but imagine they were real. Like there's putative fictional characters like Springtrap or Deadpool.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with Springtrap.
He's a dead guy in a bunny suit. We could go with Deadpool, and Deadpool, if Deadpool resurrects, he's obviously not God.
But he's a fictional comic book character.
But
So if you're
but if
saying
but
you
if
don't
he was
believe Jesus existed, I understand what
not.
you're saying.
But you're not tracking the point. The point has, we know the point is you said if someone resurrects, then they're God. But if Deadpool were real and resurrected, that would follow you're committed to saying he's God, which seems like obviously untrue, which means that the principled reason must be false, whether or not, obviously Deadpool is not real. Like, I don't know what you're highlighting that, like that's like contentious. That's the point of the hypothetical.
Okay. I'm trying to follow where you're going. The reason I'm not following you is because you keep saying the word fictional and you keep saying Deadpool. Are we in agreement that Deadpool is not real?
Yeah, I've clearly used the word fiction.
Okay,
But it's a
I don't
conditional
believe
statement.
Jesus is fiction, so that wouldn't put
get
that in the
that.
same category.
You're
Jesus
not
is a human
understanding
being.
the point. I get that. You're not understanding the point. Like, you're saying if someone resurrects, then they're God.
And they're real, a real person.
So imagine Deadpool were real. Would you say that
Okay.
he's God?
If he died and came back, yeah.
You would say Deadpool is God.
Yeah. If he died, if a person can die and come back, or even bring someone from the dead, yeah.
Okay, I mean,
You need more proof
this
of
is
that?
just obviously not. This is just dishonesty. Obviously, no one would say, you would not say Deadpool, if real, was God. The dude who curses, breaks the fourth wall, and is a mercenary, shooting people, cracking jokes, drinking alcohol, smoking weed, dope, in freaking a Spider-Man, a suit adjacent to Spider-Man with swords. Bro, what are you talking about that you would say he's God?
Okay, I'm under the assumptions that he's doing God characteristics. Like
He's
I've
just
told you.
reviving. You said so long as they resurrect, if they just resurrect, anyone who resurrects, you would deem them God, is what you said. He's not doing anything out. He's Deadpool. You know who Deadpool is. We don't need to play stupid. We're not saying he's doing. He's going around healing the blind. You said if someone resurrects their God, and I said that's obviously false. And here's clearly an example where if you're consistent, you would have to bite the bullet. Deadpool is God, but you wouldn't say Deadpool is God. Unless you would, which it sounded like you said you did say that. Are we changing our opinion? Is Deadpool God still or no?
No. Okay.
Right.
Okay,
Obviously.
I like that word. You're saying being consistent. If we're being consistent,
right.
If a person was to raise from the dead, I'm almost convinced that there's nothing to convince you. There's nothing to convince you if that wouldn't convince you that a person is God. Was that not true? If we're being consistent.
Well, I don't think theism. Theism, in my opinion, is not a predictive hypothesis. I don't think you can even have evidence for theism.
So there's basically nothing I could say to convince you.
Well, you can give non-evidential reasons, and if I were wrong and theism generates a prediction, you can show me a prediction theism generates and offer me the datum it predicts that it came to fruition, and that would be evidence. My opinion is theism doesn't make any predictions. I think bare theism, as well as bare atheism, are so skeletal they don't predict anything. They're like unfalsifiable. You literally couldn't get evidence for theism or atheism.
Okay, I can see that. You're saying
there's alternative inferential strategies to. You don't need a reason evidence, right? That's why it says arguments under. If you agree you can have evidence for theism, some people agree you can have evidence for theism, but they think there's arguments that are successful in establishing the existence of God. But if the claim, like, obviously, I mean, I don't get it. So how are we getting to God? We're forfeiting the stuff about if someone resurrects their God. Okay, so then how are we getting to God? Obviously, if someone resurrected, that by no means implies God. In fact, that would be one of the worst explanations.
What? Because
that would be
why?
A horrible explanation. Because the probability is really low. It would be more likely someone is Deadpool than God.
So you're saying if they resurrect, they'd be more of a comic book?
Comic book? No, I said like a person with superhuman abilities. I'm just appealing to a comic book character because they're notorious for like their power systems, superhuman abilities. That's like where comics and stuff is how people express their creativity. We have instances of humans in fiction who did, like, I'm not saying they're from a comic book if they resurrected. Are you serious? Yeah, so obviously the hypothesis they're Deadpool or have powers like an X-Men or something is far more modest than God. It's going to be far more likely.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to continue watching your live. I enjoy your live. And I just thank you for calling me up.
Okay. Thanks for coming up. Peace. I can't.
Hello.
Yeah, what do you got?
How you doing, brother? The first reason why I believe that there's a God is, have you heard about the first cause argument?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that?
Really bad. Probably one of the worst arguments.
Why is that?
Do you know anything about philosophy?
No.
Okay, well, it's a philosophical argument and it's outdated. Close to no philosophers who believe in God even think this argument is successful. This argument is theory-laden, meaning that it is committed to several underlying theories, which all the theories that undergirth the argument are archaic and seen as almost certainly false by philosophers in the contemporary age. This is a scholastic argument, meaning it's one of the oldest arguments. It literally uses Aristotle's philosophy. But I could tell you the issues and the underlying philosophical mechanics.
Yeah, could you tell me what is wrong with the argument, or why is it false? or why you believe it's false. Sorry.
Well, I'm telling you even something stronger, that like almost all God believers in philosophy today think the argument is unsound. So this is something that's
So,
agreed upon.
do you know what the
almost-
argument is?
Yeah.
Could you tell me what the argument
it's just
is?
just the first mover, right?
Sorry, say that again.
You said the first mover argument, right?
No, first cause argument. So the fact that life.
But there's no argument by the name first cause. Do you just mean the first mover? You said no, so apparently that's
I'm
not
not
what
too
you
sure,
meant.
but obviously on my screen it says first cause argument, and I just want to explain to you the argument is that obviously everything has a start and everything has an end. So even if people believe saying the universe was created through a big bang, how did the big bang even happen in the first place? Someone must have caused this. So if you go back in time, let's say even when we were, when there was dinosaurs, someone had to someone had to have made the dinosaurs, someone had to have made the sun, and
Okay,
all these
you're
things.
assuming there's a lot going on, a lot of problems. So I have no idea what this argument is you're identifying, because
It's
it
the
just sounds
rational
like you're
argument.
confused. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the first mover. Now it
No.
then I thought you were talking about the Kalam, and now it just sounds like there's no argument. You said a couple stuff. So you said stuff.
So, okay, let me just
like-
finish.
hold
Let me
on,
just
hold on.
thingy.
What
All right, sorry. Go
what
on.
the
carry on.
fuck? Fingy.
Sorry, I'm from the UK, so I've got a different accent.
That is just yeah. So you first, I mean, one obviously notable thing you said is everything begins. Everything has a beginning and end, which would mean God has a beginning and an end. Do you think that's true? I just want to see the consistency here.
No, so I
Okay, well
believe
then
that
that proposition's not true. Then it's not true.
No,
Everything that
I-
has a beginning. But you can't
No,
say
no,
no to
no.
both. You can't say no to
All
both.
right, let me finish.
It's like if I say, "Are all cars red?" And then you say yes, and then I ask you, "Okay, is John's car red?" And you say, or sorry, is
But-
blue? And then you
but
say
you're-
yes, and I say you
you're-
can't have both. So is every car red? And then you say yes, and I'm like, "Is John's car blue?"
But
You say yes.
But
you can't say
listen,
both.
you're basically saying, can the creator be created? That is a stupid
No
question.
No one said anything like that.
No,
I didn't talk. I didn't talk anything about.
then how would
creation?
God have a start? How would God have a
I
start
didn't-
then?
I didn't talk anything about creation. I'm not saying God has a start. I'm saying you said that.
No, I'm not saying. I said the universe
I'm saying.
had a start, had a cause.
Can you just
I didn't say
listen,
God.
please? Listen.
No, but
What-
you're
just
Oh, go on, carry
just
on, carry on.
listen. What you said entails that. It's just like if I say every car is red, John's car is not red, then I say that's contradictory. And then you say, oh, like, what do you mean you weren't saying that? You were saying that everything has a beginning. It's like if I say every car is red and you say, okay, so John's car is red. No, I'm not saying that. Well, you can't say every car is red and then deny John's car is red. It's just
All right.
obviously a
How
contradiction.
many beginnings can you have?
I don't know what that means, but that's not engaging with. Look,
Okay.
before anything, just focus, engage with what I'm saying. You said everything has a beginning and an end. That obviously
Yeah,
entails
but
God
I
has
was
a beginning
relating
and
to
an
the
end.
world. I was relating to the universe.
Okay, then you have to qualify your statements. So that means
But
it's
that's
still
but
true.
I did. I said everything
It's
in the
still true.
universe.
Okay, you didn't say that. It sounds like you're now saying
Yes,
that,
I
which
did.
is fine.
Okay, but
No,
fair
you did
enough.
not.
Now you
You
understood.
did not
Now
say
you
that.
understood. Okay, now you understood.
So we agree the statement everything has a beginning and an end is false.
Sorry, say that again.
So we agree everything that begins the statement everything has a beginning and an end is false.
Yes, in relating to God, yes.
What?
I
Okay,
said in
so you're just
relation to
saying-
God, yes.
I don't know what you don't need to add that. You could just
So-
say yes or no.
Okay.
So the answer is just no. Okay.
That's
not
your
true,
answer. But
everything
yeah,
that
go on,
began-
carry on.
My answer. What?
I said that's your answer, but carry on.
I'm not answering the question I'm asking you. What?
Yeah, but you said
So
I
you're
said
saying,
everything, and then I said
okay, I
that
just asked you
everything
for
cannot have a
clarity.
beginning.
I
So the
asked you for
person who
clarity.
began the
Okay,
world is
come on,
God.
bro. This is annoying. Can you just please? So you are agreeing the statement everything has a beginning and an end. The statement is false, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So don't say I was saying that. You just said it right now. You agree. No, you're talking about
Yeah.
I said that.
In relations to God, God doesn't have a
Right. So
start
then when you
or
said,
end.
that's my answer, no, I just repeated what you said. I don't know why you said
And
it's
then
my answer.
I clarify. Look,
Okay,
look.
okay, hold on,
I don't
hold
wanna
on.
argue, bro.
Can we
I
just
don't wanna
stop? Can
argue.
we just stop? Can we just
Yeah,
stop?
that's fine. That's
Okay,
fine.
just stop. You're not stopping, so it's not fine. Okay, so we agree it's not my answer. I just repeated what you said. It is your answer. You doubled down, so shouldn't change your answer. The answer is yes. It's false, the statement. Everything that begins exists has a cause. Or sorry, everything has a beginning and an end. Okay, great. Now that we understand that's false, now how are we getting to God?
I didn't say that was false. I said in relations to God, yes, it is false.
Okay, the
But the
statement is
world, the
false.
universe
Okay,
that
the
we live
statement,
in. Let me finish.
it's the
You were
the
talking.
statement,
Let me finish.
oh my
Let me
God,
finish, brother.
well, you haven't even started, right?
What do you mean? I was
So,
literally just talking.
yeah, but you don't need to say, look, the point is the
Then
statement,
see
everything. The statement's
exactly.
everything. That statement is false, correct?
And I
You don't need to say
said in
relation
relation
to,
in relation
look, if
to
I said
God,
all
God
cars
does not
are
have a
red,
beginning or an end.
if I said all cars are red, you don't need to say, yeah, that statement is false in relation with John's car. You don't need to say that. If John's car is not red, then you just say, yes, the statement all cars is red is false. You don't need to add any like
Look, brother,
fluff.
I don't want to argue
So
with you. So I just
okay,
feel like this conversation
okay.
isn't
I
beneficial.
don't look. If you want to leave,
So
I don't want to hear the
yeah,
ramble. Just
that's fine. That's
okay.
fine.
I'm getting tired of the over talking.
I was being
Look,
respectful
just
to you, brother.
okay, and it's not respectful. You're not being respectful to me. You just keep talking. Just stop talking,
How?
please.
You talk.
And he keeps on. Just stop.
You
Just
talk
stop.
when I.
Dude,
So of course I want to talk over you. That's the sort of respect you're showing me.
dude, I mute you and you just now you're just acting out of character,
Of
now
course.
you're being an emotional because you're just misbehaving. So I'm punishing
I'm
you for
misbehaving.
misbehaving.
You didn't
and then
let
you're
me finish
acting
what I had
out
to say.
because dude, I'm saying you don't need to say that stuff. That's the point I'm literally making. It was a yes or no question, and you're just rambling after that. There's no need for anything but that. Of course, I'm going to interrupt you when you already said yes or no, and then you're going on adding stuff that I don't care for. It's not relevant to the conversation. What are you talking about?
All right,
Jesus
man,
Christ. So I'm asking you, do you have any argument or evidence God exists?
I told you the rational argument that the fact that the world must start somewhere and it must
Well, I
end
think
somewhere.
the world meaning what?
I said the world must start somewhere and the world must end somewhere.
So what's the answer to my question?
You said, why do you believe in God? I said, because the world must start somewhere and the world must end somewhere.
What's the answer? Yeah,
So
but what's the answer to my question?
using this evidence,
Whoa.
someone
What's the
must
answer?
have started the world.
Whoa. You're freaking out, dude. What is the answer to my question?
What's your question?
Okay, this is what you got to pay attention, please. I'm asking you, what do you mean by world?
The universe.
Okay, the universe. Okay, you're saying the universe has to come from somewhere?
It has to start from somewhere, yeah.
Okay, and the argument for that is what?
Sorry, say that again?
The argument for that is what?
Us, human beings.
Okay, okay, humans exist, so how do we get to the universe has a cause? I don't get it.
So what's your argument that the world doesn't have a cause?
That's just a pivot. So we gotta stay focused. Jesus fucking Christ. There's no way he just... What, you got frightened of defending your position to ask me to defend the opposite is true? Like, bro,
What
what?
I'm
It's
saying,
like if I
what
say,
I'm
imagine I
implying
come
is
up,
that the
imagine I
universe
came
is
up,
designed.
imagine I came up and said, God doesn't exist. And you say, okay, what's the argument God doesn't exist? And then I'm like,
All right, and I told you,
okay,
my
okay.
argument.
How about you prove God does exist? Did I?
All right.
Is
Let me
that
prove
you?
it. Let me prove it.
Okay, so then
The
what's the
universe
argument
is
that the universe has
designed.
a cause?
The universe is designed. It's not
Okay, well
accidental.
that just assumes the thing that I'm asking you to argue for.
It has precise physical laws that can't be just
What
made.
does
It has to be
precise mean?
it has to be precise. You know, precise precision.
What does precise mean?
That has to be perfect. That has to be spot on.
And what does perfect mean?
All right, let me see what perfect means for you.
You don't know how you're using the word?
It has to be 100% correct. That's what perfect means.
Okay, and what does correct mean? Hello?
Sorry, say that again.
What does correct mean?
It means to be right or accurate
And what does it mean to
or
be
the
right or
truth
accurate? Okay, what does it mean to be right or
or
accurate?
not wrong.
Okay, what does it mean to be right or accurate?
Do you know what right or accurate means? Yes or no?
I'm asking you, what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? There is only one meaning for correct. 100% truth.
Okay. You said right or wrong. Okay, what does it mean to be right or wrong?
To be 100, when you're correct, that means you're saying the 100% truth, and when you're incorrect, you're saying
Now
something wrong.
That's obviously not what you're saying. You're not. You said the natural laws are precise. Now you're saying the natural laws are 100% truth? That couldn't be what you're saying.
I didn't say that. You said that.
No, you said precise, and when I asked you for you to define those terms, you've
Yeah, and I
reduced
said,
it now down
what did I
to
say? I
is
said correct
100% true.
means being accurate.
Okay, what does it mean for what does accurate mean? Is what I asked you. You said 100% truth,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Just bro,
What does
we
it
don't
mean?
want to-
It doesn't make any sense to say the laws are 100%
What does
truth.
accurate mean? 1 second.
I can't believe you have to Google what you mean by your words.
I want the 100% correct meaning. That's why.
I don't know what it means for something that I don't even know what that could possibly mean. The 100% correct meaning? The meaning of words
It
is
needs
just
to
what
be
you intend to
exact,
communicate.
precise or correct in every detail.
Okay, I'm asking you what the word precise means, and then you defined it down to
You
correct.
asked me
Am
what.
I correct? You mean precise?
Sorry, say that again.
I'm asking you what the word precise means.
All right, 1 second. You want to go into semantics? Cool.
Look, I'm not gonna be doing this thing where I wait for you to Google words. If you're just not
No, but
gonna
you
be able
want
to,
the meaning. You're going into semantics now.
right? I'm asking you what you mean. There's
Precise
words in your
means
argument.
exact, detailed, and not vague, with high accuracy.
Okay, I don't know.
It leaves
okay,
no room for confusion. That's what it means.
Okay, I don't.
For example,
I
a
have no-
precise time is the meeting
Okay, I don't know
starts
why
at
you keep
7:03
going.
p.m. That's bring.
Okay, so I have no clue what this means in context of laws. It makes no sense what that means. If you can, like this, like what are you saying then?
What do you mean? You asked me what does precise mean, and I'm giving you the meaning.
And yeah, and I'm saying it doesn't make sense with context to laws.
What laws are you talking about?
You started by saying the laws are precise.
Yeah.
Right? So what are you
Yeah.
what are you confused about? Right, and it makes no sense in context of laws. How you're using the word precise.
How? I said you're muddling
The
up my words,
definition you
bro.
just the definition you just gave, read that and put the words the laws in front and then read what you just said. Doesn't make any sense. I'll even write it down if needed. We could write
What,
it
so
out
you're-
together.
So you don't believe that there's precise physical laws in the universe?
I don't know what that means. That sounds like gibberish.
Okay.
I'm not saying I don't believe anything.
No problem, bro.
I don't know what you're saying.
No problem, bro.
But don't you agree,
fine,
given
man. It's
the
fine,
definition?
Brother,
Okay,
you have a blessed day.
You're leaving.
I hope you
Yikes.
find God, bro. I hope you find
This
God,
is
bro.
this is the
Inshallah.
cook tactic. Okay, I hope you
Inshallah.
stop run. I stop you have.
Brother, you don't want to
stop
have
running.
you don't want a meaningful conversation. That's why.
And why don't I want a meaningful conversation? What are you talking about?
Oh, what does why mean?
Literally,
What does why mean?
You literally said
What does
you're
why
leaving.
mean? What does literally mean?
Okay,
Come on, brother.
that's
You don't want to
clearly
have
not what
an
I'm
actual
doing.
conversation.
I am trying to have an actual conversation.
No, you're not. You know what precise means. You know what accurate means. Why are you
First,
asking
I
me these
don't.
dumb questions, bro?
First,
Okay.
they're not you. Can I talk? First, they're not used univocally. Second, I suspect it's a teleological phrase. I was showing that you will admit it's a teleological phrase, unless you can show to me wrong. Once
Brother,
you
speak
define
English,
it and it's
man.
show, can you? What is going on with you, bro? Let me finish.
Big bro,
Once
come
I
on,
show,
man.
can
You're
you?
you're saying
I'm-
big words.
Okay, no, I don't want to keep muting you, but you, seriously, control yourself. I was going to have you show either it is or isn't a teleological phrase in which we could have continued. And if it were teleological, obviously the argument's question begging. And if it weren't teleological, then I want to ask you from the inference from the fact to theism. So it's still unclear now. In fact, it's less clear than it was from the start what you're saying about the laws, given how you've defined the word precise. I have no understanding now what it means to say the
I'm
laws are
literally
precise.
using the Oxford Dictionary, bro.
I know, but if you
literally-
no, how about that? If you substitute the word precise for the definition you just read, do you think that makes sense? Like your personal opinion, you think it makes sense to substitute the word precise for the definition you just read, and in the expression the laws are precise?
Yeah, how does that not make sense?
Okay, then read the definition
Educate
again.
me.
But okay, then read the definition again. But before
For
reading
precise.
it, read the definition again, and before starting to read, start with the phrase "the laws are," and no, not the word precise. The definition you just read, wasn't it correct? The word correct.
So you want me to go back to correct?
Yeah, the word you just read the definition of that I accused of being gibberish, where then you were going to run away when it was obviously gibberish. Like it's very
So
clearly
which word?
gibberish. You
Give me
can
the
read
word.
it out
Give me the
for
word. I'll actually genuinely want to learn. Give me the word that you're talking about.
the definition you just Googled. I'm confused what you're talking about. Didn't you just Google like a couple minutes ago the word correct?
Yeah. No, it was
It should
perfect.
be on your Google.
It
It
was
should
perfect.
be on your Google
initially.
search.
Oh, sorry, you're
okay.
correct. Yeah. It is correct. Yeah.
All right, it should be on
So
your
here,
Google search.
let me
If
look
you're using
here.
Google.
It says correct means right, accurate, or not wrong. The opposite of incorrect. Here's the clean breakdown. If something is
So
correct, it matches the truth.
the laws are right, accurate. Let's just read that out again. The laws are right, accurate, and what?
Correct.
That correct is in the definition of correct. Are you looking?
Oh, sorry,
at
not wrong. Not wrong.
The laws are right, accurate, and not wrong. What does this mean?
What do you mean? What does that mean? It means that the laws are right, accurate, and not wrong.
What does it mean to say
And we're talking
laws
about physical.
are right,
Well, we're talking about
accurate?
physical laws. So add
I
physical
know what
before the laws.
I know what laws we're talking about. I'm asking you what this means. What does it mean to say the laws are right, accurate, and not wrong? Like, what does that mean?
It means, like I told you, that it's sorry, let me go back on my thingy. It means that they are precise, detailed, not vague, and exact.
And like, do you understand what this? I genuinely don't understand what this means. I genuinely don't even believe you understand what this means, unless I'm just confused. I'm just out of the wazoo wrong, and apparently you understand what this means. I'm sorry. I don't think anyone in the audience understands. Obviously, reasonably so. I don't understand. I don't think if you think you understand this, which I have difficulty with believing, there's no way you can reasonably think like this is obvious.
Okay. Why don't you understand?
Okay. Why don't I can't explain why I don't understand it?
All right. Thank you. We're getting somewhere.
So what is this saying then? Can you explain it in other terms?
No, the words are there, brother. Do you know what accurate means?
It's saying.
It's saying that they are right, accurate, and not wrong. The laws. The physical laws that we implement, such as gravity.
My interpretation of accurate, but then it's just going to be question begging, unless you're not using a question begging account of accurate.
Listen, brother, this ain't going nowhere. I hope you have a nice day, man. Genuinely, I hope you have a nice day.
Okay. I'm not sure why you're running, but that's fine.
I'm not running, man. I don't think we can have a genuine conversation with each other. That's it. I just don't think we can have a genuine conversation. That's it, brother, man.
Classic Muslim shuffle. I think he's Christian, but yeah, they all do this.
I don't understand what's wrong with the statement on top. If you can explain what is wrong,
I can't understand. No one's saying. Am I saying anything's wrong? Am I saying anything's wrong? No, you know I'm not saying anything's wrong.
Okay, then what don't you understand about the statement?
I don't understand the statement. I don't know what it means to say laws are precise, detailed, and not vague.
It's not just laws. I was talking about physical laws.
I know that. You don't need to. You've already said this like 4 times, and I told you don't need to clarify. Like no one's confused about.
What's so hard to understand?
Bro's trying to clarify the thing I'm not confused about instead of clarifying the things I am.
So what's so hard to understand about this? Tell me. What's in your brain currently right now?
I don't understand what this is saying.
Okay. If you don't understand it, then it's
Okay, what you can't
like
explain.
I said, we're not
further?
gonna have a meaningful conversation, brother, man.
We're not gonna have a meaningful conversation because you can't explain the phrases you're using.
Yeah, look, even your mom just shouting, man. She's thinking raw.
Okay. Well, she wasn't talking to me, but okay.
All right, man. Have a nice day, man.
Why? That was such a waste of time talking with that person. All we get is like wasted times at this point. You know, I'm gonna just start meeting people who just do that, who just run away from me. Or just like just waste my time. I just can't. If anyone wants to talk from YouTube, you could join the Discord. I doubt we're gonna get anyone though. But if you wanted, you could join the Discord. People on YouTube, like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, feel free to send super chats. And what is this? Okay, that was weird. Have you debated Apollo? Yeah. Unfortunately. How much to drop guests? Honestly, I don't know. Like a hat. That's a hat. How long have you been studying philosophy? Kind of hard to say. Y'all gotta get the likes up though. Share, repost, double tap the screen. Can you clarify the propositions entailed by bare theism? Which is that there's a mind that's immaterial, disembodied, has reasons, causally efficacious, not in closure. Pretty much it. Do you study every day? I study like never. Is it more than a year? Again, it's hard to say. I don't really have an answer for that. Are you a physicalist? Yeah. Come on, y'all gotta get people up though. We got 80 people in here. Y'all gotta seriously interact. Double tap the screen. Get to 60k likes, and if you haven't already, share and repost. Y'all don't interact, we're not gonna get nobody here. Become an idealist? That is one of the genuinely worst philosophical positions out there. Definitely not. Idealism is genuinely brain rot. Genuinely. Like, even, like, no sympathies for idealism. I would unironically, I would probably not even buy it. I don't even think it's close. I would actually become a theist before I become an idealist. What are your thoughts on materialism? That I'm not a materialist? I mean, I don't really have thoughts about it.
Dude,
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Idealism is like the correct view in explaining the hard problem of consciousness. What are you on about?
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I don't
what
like
other
having
view
correct
better
beliefs,
explains
though.
it?
But, like, who cares about having correct beliefs?
Yeah, like you can just endorse monkey boys positions. The wrong views.
Yeah. Oh, we got J Mike. What's up, J Mike? Yeah, guys, y'all gotta keep interacting. Get people up. How do we have 85 people and we don't got nobody in here? Y'all gotta seriously interact. Again, if you want to talk from Discord, you could join the Discord and raise your hand. The universe is trivially eternal. But no, the universe having a cause is not possible. On my metaphysics. Well, in fact, on probably most metaphysics. Come on, we gotta get people up. The phrase "the universe is eternal" is trivial. I think Moxie invited you, and you might have accidentally clicked.
Yeah, it popped up real quick. Yeah, I might stay up. I'm not feeling like real hot, but I might stay. I might stay a little bit.
Damn, what do you got? You feel sick? You said?
Yeah, I just feel like shit. Yeah. My stomach's killing me.
Stomach flu?
Should take a nap.
Or bug?
Napping always helps. J Mike gonna debate for God? Yeah. You know, I've talked with that other precept from the day Amdir. I've talked with that guy in my own life. Yeah, it's really bad.
You said Amdir?
Yeah, the live with Amdir and J Mike and Ruxter.
Oh, I thought you actually meant Amdir being the...
Oh, alright. That was one of the most frustrating things I've ever experienced. Just like, I think like Aaron
terrible.
asked a good question I didn't think about till later. He was like, I don't know how he asked it, but he said, like, was he drunk or some? Maybe I don't know if it was. I thought it was Aaron, but someone was like pointed out like he sounded drunk, and I was like, I feel like that was the case because I couldn't say like more than 3 sentences without getting interrupted, and it was extremely frustrating.
No, that guy's just like that. He was not drunk. I've talked with the guy on before. Well, I mentioned it in
Well,
it
I've
because
talked
the
with
whole
him
thing
for
was
like 4 years, so I know him very well. But it was insanely like
not Rasul, the other guy I was talking about. No, Rasul. That Rasul was horrible. Honestly, I'm glad PMARS joined because he made it funny.
What was the other guy we just talked? He said that
Was it Clark?
theism was simpler or something, and that you needed something outside of naturalism to explain naturalism or something like that. That was that guy.
Yeah, that we were comparing naturalism to theism, but I didn't see the beginning of that conversation. Even in the recording, I haven't seen it. Apparently,
I only
someone
came up
told
there
me
because he was talking. He was talking shit, saying that you said something that I said. I was like, "Well, I know Monkey Boy really well, and I know he wouldn't say that." I don't remember what he said, but I was just like, "Look, dude, I'm very confident he wouldn't say what you're saying. I just don't think you understood." And then you came up and you're like, "This guy is a complete fucking clown." I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just didn't even understand what the dialect or the dialectic was, right?"
yeah. It's funny because I didn't actually. I saw after I left the live, I saw that I was DM'd alive like 20 minutes before I came up by Meg saying that the person was talking smack. So I heard about that they were talking about me on the panel. I actually didn't come up knowing they ever even mentioned me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was like the whole reason I came up, and that was like our whole like, because I kept having to say to him, I was like, "Look, man, I wasn't in the conversation, but I'm just trying to say like, this is probably what he said to you, because I've had so many conversations with him. Like I don't know exactly what he's gonna say, but I know it's really easy for me to tell what you probably got wrong. But I imagine that's recorded. I don't know if Zach recorded that, but if it is, then it's all
He
there.
definitely did because it's the whole live, which was somehow 7 hours
Yeah,
long.
okay. I don't watch back shit. I do. I can't handle it. So if it's there, it's
I
there.
feel that. What's up, Mob?
Yo, what's going on?
What do you got?
What's up, brother?
I just got off work. I'm going home. Just chilling.
I felt that.
Huh?
I said
That's
I
a good-
felt that.
Yeah, I was. They said they felt that, and I said good shit.
Oh, how are you guys? How are you guys doing?
I'm a little exhausted from work myself, but this live, we're not, dude, we're getting, I don't know what's wrong with my algorithm and the people I get, but I'm impressed every day about how, like, I come on live expecting to get at least one good guest, and I just get berated with the worst people imaginable. By the way, thank you, Peter, for the $2 Canadian dollars. He said some good book recommendations for learning logic. There's a good logic book by P.D. Magnus called For All X. That book pretty much gives you all you need to know about logic. You can also read Stanford Encyclopedia, Internet Encyclopedia into logic. Maybe there's other stuff, but pretty much all you need for, like, logic broadly. I don't even think you need to read the entire book, but
We can get Rasul in the.
also, yeah,
guess
if you join
request.
the Discord, there's a bunch of recommendations, book recommendations in the channels.
Are you gonna make me go through that again, Mark?
No. I just saw him like join. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool.
It was funny because like part of the conversation, he's doing he's given this argument regarding Agrippa's trilemma, and he's talking about like he makes some entailment like that atheism entails like the way he phrased it was really weird. Like a lot of the premises he phrased, like he would say things like the justification is invalid was one of the premises, and we kept asking like, well, I don't know, that's kind of weird. The justification is invalid, but he kept saying that what's entailed by atheism is that you're faced with Agrippa's trilemma, and like that's some entailment. And I was like, well, look, I know people like Evan who have like I've talked with Evan, and I wouldn't pretend I'm nearly competent in epistemology as someone like that, and he has some criterion that's like a manifestation of one's competence or something. I'm probably butchering it, but he kept asking things, and I was like, well, look, there's a bunch of people I know that would potentially reject certain premises in this argument, and it's not this argument isn't going to be successful against them. So, and that's the way I analyze arguments is, how is X view going to respond to such an argument? Not just like my view, right? That seems like irrelevant to whether or not an argument's successful, right? And he kept trying to say that there was this entailment, that like all atheists have this kind of this entailment. And I would ask him, well, what's the entailment? And could you just give the argument for it? And he goes, well, I don't have to. And it felt really weird when he's like, you either have to justify, either the proposition's justified, it's in this infinite regression, or there's this circularity or this dogma, right? And it was just like, well, the thing that you think's like required or whatever is the thing that you just refuse to give, like a justification for this entailment. Like you refuse to give an argument. I just thought it was like real adorable that he didn't even realize that he can't, that like he thinks all these propositions need to be justified. He's like, I don't have to justify this proposition. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? So I don't know. I thought that was real cute.
Yeah, because like it's either this argument he's writing just proves too much that it affects his view, and
Exactly.
or you can just use the same moves that they'll make, which I
Exactly.
would like some form of foundationalism, which I don't know. That's also on the table for atheists. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and a lot of people were like, well, how does this not affect his view, like on the meta? I'm like, well, yeah, that's like the obvious thing to go to. But the problem that I was having in the dialectic was he wouldn't let me speak unless I was directly talking about some specific premise. Like he wouldn't let me go, okay, well, like, how is it the case that like you avoid this problem, right? Or like, say someone like presents the problem of the criterion to me or something, or they have some argument, and then I kind of just do this, little look. I'm going to drag you down, like tu quoque or something, but I'm going to drag you down with me, right? It proves too much. And if it's the case, then like it affects your view. And I want to kind of show you that. Like he wouldn't do that. I had to focus specifically on this premise. And I was asking for like further justifications or further reasons, why I should revise my view. And it just would go into this, like, well, I don't have to justify that. And I'm like, it just seems so odd when the kind of meta of this argument is about justification, right? So I was just, it's like this guy hears things and then goes, oh my God, this gives me an idea. And he just runs with it, right? He doesn't like really marinate on it at all, or like read adjacent literature or something like that.
Yeah, it's the comment saying that somehow it's just when we go over the definitions, it's something that naturally follows. And it's like, I don't know, like to me either you're smuggling in something and you're doing this like weird semantic trick, or I don't know.
Yeah, if I was like a teacher, I'd like sit down and show me your work. I'm not accepting that homework.
Yeah, enough with the Russell stuff, guys. Guys, we gotta get somebody up to debate with.
Yeah, but it's endless content. Like that's what the viewers love. You gotta start understanding like the YouTube landscape, and that there's this. You have to placate to what people love, and it's the dumpster fire that is Rasul.
Well, hopefully this weekend we could get Russell Mason.
He said,
That's what I'm saying. Like you'll get way more views on that than like Mason versus random Phil Bro Christian guy, right?
You're really quiet, Steven.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I didn't even know Steven was talking. Sorry, brother.
In the comments, he wrote, if you want to reject one of the definitions, then that's a different conversation. As if like definitions are the type of thing.
Yeah. It's no longer this entailment. It's this like analytic truth about atheism. It's like, okay, but thank you. Okay, well now you got more work cut out for you on that, so that's great.
Yeah.
Also,
Steven, it's known a priori, It's just
JMI, did you watch the debate on Mason's channel?
I have not like immersed myself in any Phil or debates in a while, but I'm trying to steadily get back. So no.
Wait, was that talking to you about Oppie's response to like the star writing thing for fine tuning? I can't remember.
Maybe.
Or one of his students, Nathan, he thinks star writing, like for fine tuning, the starting thing is metaphysically impossible because of his initial state and his like branching modality or whatever, something like that.
Like like it's metaphysically impossible under his like his own metaphysics.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be interesting.
But
Yeah.
I find that such a weird response.
I don't find it like interesting if someone's like that's metaphysically impossible based on like this metaphysical framework that I'm coming from. I'm like, well, that's just like that's like the issue I see with metaphysics in a lot of cases when people try to like get people to revise their view. Like that's what you're just gonna be faced with.
Yeah, because couldn't you just say, well, it's epistemically possible or something? Unless
Epistemically possible. Oh, maybe I don't know the problem, so maybe you have to elucidate on that.
the star writing case.
Well, I don't know what his
fine tuning.
response is to the star writing case and what you're like. Yeah, you might have to go over because like maybe just go over the whole kind of thing for me, and then I can. I'm not really following the epistemic kind of switch.
So Nathan brought up a response to fine tuning, and then Miles was like, "Well, that would also apply if we saw like the stars aligned and wrote John 1:1. You also have to rule out that that's evidence for God." And he's like, and then like Miles was like, "If we saw that, would that be evidence for God?" And then Nathan was like, "Well, I don't think that's metaphysically possible." So, but then I don't know. Can you just say you're talking about epistemic
Dude,
possibility?
we're gonna kill the
Maybe
live yapping about this. I'm gonna keep it real.
Maybe, yeah, probably.
It's like I'm not gonna lie. Every time Mob comes up, he always talks about the most boring thing. Like no Trump.
He talks about shit
always
that
kills
I
the
like.
live.
So. He says "oppie" and I have a boner in my pants, and I'm already like, all right, let's talk. I'm already jerking my wiener. Let's go. You've
Yeah, I
added
didn't know
3 inches to
Oppie
my
had that effect on
grower,
you.
not a shower.
Yeah, I just got to say initial state. And J-Mac's like, oh.
Here, we'll talk whatever you think is more popular to talk to, Monkey.
Yeah, what do you want
What's,
to talk
what's your
about?
conversation?
I'm just
Tell
waiting
us.
for a guest, but we're talking about
so you
that.
wanna be
Literally, people are
silent?
not
You
going to
wanna
Amdir,
be
respond.
silent?
So.
well, I don't know, Amdir, I don't know when you came in, but it sounded like what Mob was saying was there was some internal critique of. I don't know. I'm like not in the right mindset to. Cause I just feel
That's all
like
good.
yeah, like I feel
later.
like really sick right now, so I'm just kind of weaving in and out of like some just shitty nauseous states. But it sounded like he was saying there was some internal critique that one of his students pointed out. Like the way that I interpret what you're saying, Mob, and this is probably wrong, but there's some like one of Oppie's responses doesn't work because of some metaphysical some incompatibility on his own metaphysics or something, or maybe I just have this wrong.
No, that's not quite what I was saying. Monkey Boy, can I answer him?
No, you're gonna bore the audience. We'll just leave it at that. I'm right. And
He's gonna kick me. I swear, he's gonna drop me.
I don't know. I mean, it's genuinely gonna kill the live. Like I'm not even trolling, but yeah. I mean, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We
no,
got
it's
67 people in
It
here.
really does. The philosophy just totally kills a lot, which is great for me, because
Yeah,
I'm just so rusty. So it's great for me. No
I
one
mean,
knows how
y'all can
rusty
talk about
I
it
am
if you
with this
want. I'll
shit more
wait.
than Aaron. So
Yeah, Moxie.
Yeah, Monkey Boy's just on TikTok, doom scrolling.
How do
He
you
just
know?
needs key change. He just needs key change to distract him. Yeah, what's up, Mob?
What do you think of my abortion debate yesterday?
That was peak.
Was it good?
Yes, and also it's like, why did you rant when it was found out that your Mob, and the
I
other
did?
conference with Elijah?
Oh, on TikTok?
Yeah.
Because I wanted people to think I was a theist.
Oh my god.
Monkey Boy, you do realize that like inviting a bunch of people that are not theists is not conducive to engagement and viewership.
I gotta drop you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll start with Mom, of course, and then Moxie beat me. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. I mean, J-Mike could stay if you want, because people like watching
Well,
you
now
debate.
I just
you're
now
not
I
in a
feel
mood
like
for it. You're sick
now I
anyways.
feel like real fucking special though, and that doesn't even feel fair because I love all those are like all the homies, like all of them are the homies. I don't know Moxie as well, but Moxie is a homie.
I got some requests.
So I feel kind of like a dick, but I'll totally take being the fucking like I don't know what the ball with the bell. What is it called? I don't know.
Well, if you're too sick, I mean, you could stay up here. I guess that's fine. At least one person is fine.
I mean, I'll if I feel like really sick, you'll see me drop, which is a total possibility. I'm feeling a lot better right now. So
Word. We actually do got someone. What's up, Russ?
Hey, why believe in a God? Because you got you don't believe in yourself. Because we're all part of God, the law of one. That we're part of a system that's a whole, and that we're here for a reason. Because nothing manifests unless it's observed.
yeah,
Like I don't even know what to do with people like these. I usually just always.
I mean, we can do it. We can do it.
Well, it's the truth.
You want to take it? Or
It should resonate if it's the truth.
My God.
Why don't you unpack any of that? I
Yeah,
heard.
you-
I
Where
heard.
would you like me to
words.
start?
I'm confused. What you
Start
even
with a
mean by
coherent
God?
statement.
Everything is ether at different frequencies.
Try again.
Well, that's the base function of the simulation that we're in. Is
All
that
right, yeah,
everything is ether.
you're about to strike out. You know, you struck out. Okay, you're out of the umpire. You're out of the game.
Like this is
That right
all
there
the
is
guess
worth,
I get.
that right there is worth a short, monkey boy. That right there is worth a short. I'm not even kidding. Like that shit people would eat up.
Like what makes people like I don't that like what is the brainwash? I genuinely don't understand how people could ever buy into that stuff. I don't.
It's the ether and the one. I
Bring
couldn't
it,
even
Russell.
like regurgitate that vomit if I like ate my own vomit, and I feel disgusting right now.
No, I don't. He said something about we're all God and the something about oneness.
The ether.
Yeah,
It's very
ether.
Terrence McKenna meets Terrence Howard or whatever.
Yo, thanks for the heart 24 carrot. Very much appreciated. Where are the ops? Yo, we got 60 people here. Y'all gotta do better. Share, repost, interact. I don't know. I guess this is what I get for saying I wasn't gonna go live today.
You're good. I'm just sending some Iraq or boss fights and shit in my pants right now because I suck at this.
Mm.
My volume's probably really low. Let me turn this down.
Come on, yo. Team, I'm only bringing up ops. There's no way. What, bro? I'm scrolling on TikTok and I found someone live named Corey, and they literally have my background. I thought it was a glitch or something. They literally clipped my background like this one. They have this. Oh, you can't see my cursor. Well, YouTube
Did you
can,
make
but-
it?
Yeah, I did made it.
You did
So-
made it.
Yeah, I made it. I did made it. That's correct grammar.
I did make it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're not gonna get no one on Discord. We never do at this point. I think this live is done. Maybe I should hit a restart. I don't know.
So, how does that work? You just you feed it through your VC or some shit.
Somehow it just automatically picks up Discord audio. I actually never did anything. TikTok Studios just can hear the audio from Discord. So I just bring up people. I go on stage and then.
Oh,
people
that's
can
right.
request.
Yeah, I tried like a test of that the other day. and it was yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. You use that studio on the PC.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah,
you,
I'm gonna
so
need a
then you just use
restart.
the webcam or?
Yeah, I got a webcam in front of me.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna restart.
Yeah,
I'll see you
I've
in 10
been planning on
seconds.
getting more in depth on doing it like you do, but I've just been real lazy.
The webcam was cheap and it's not bad. I think it was like $80, 90.
Oh, I fucking died. God damn it. I suck at this
Restart
game.
with Rossel and Rockstar. I read it the other way around, but I mean, if they
damn it.
want to, they can. But yeah, I'm gonna restart. See you guys in 15 seconds. Y'all gotta rejoin and go crazy with the interaction. I don't know where all the people are. You can feel free to come back too if you want. But yeah,
Suck at this game.
TikTok is always trash now. I wish people on YouTube was less scared to talk. Guys, like, I know half of you, if not more, are like opposition on YouTube. Join the Discord if you want to come talk. Y'all gotta remember to repost because I restarted. So if you didn't repost last live, I don't know what's wrong with you. Repost, and if you already did, remember to repost again. And yeah, go crazy with the likes. Thank you for the gifts, nobody. Y'all gotta go crazy. Come on, we gotta get somebody up. Come on. Run evil god. I don't know what that means. It won't let me. It won't let you repost. Oh, that's weird. Come on, y'all gotta get the likes up, share, and repost. I don't think we're gonna get nobody good even restarting. I'm not gonna lie. I do this with no hope in my heart, but yeah, y'all gotta try and get somebody up. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we could get really good guests. I don't know if it's only for that guy. He said you can't restart. I don't know if I shouldn't. I don't have like any what is it called, flag. So you should be able to repost the live, but if not, just keep double tapping and share. Hopefully we could get somebody up. Which they don't believe in. Expose their hypocrisy. Yeah, I know. I said I wouldn't go live until Thursday. Apparently I got the energy in me to go live. Which now I'm regretting because we're not getting any ops up. So, I don't know. Hopefully we could get somebody up. Come on, guys. Let me see YouTube. I haven't been looking at YouTube chat. Okay, they're not saying anything. Oh my god. Are you talking about Mortal Kombat 2? I didn't see that movie. I know you're asking J-Mike, but I don't actually rather him not be that actor.
Sorry, I was like, I didn't see. Surprisingly, even though I'm like the biggest MK nerd ever, and have a Mortal Kombat 2 arcade cab that I restored, I only saw half of the first movie, and haven't even thought about watching the second one. I'm not someone that really cares about IPs I love being like rebooted. It always is disappointing to me. Um, I didn't actually. I actually liked the first half I saw. I just fell asleep, and it wasn't because I was bored. I was really tired. I like remember the day and watching it and just yeah, I was passing out. But
I think the
I'll
first
go
one was
back and
good.
watch it and give an opinion. I actually do think it has the potential of being good, but typically I try to avoid like older IPs being rebooted because I'm a big believer that part of the reason why it's nostalgic to me and why it doesn't work when you redo it 20 years later is because like camera quality and aesthetics are just so vastly different. I would just love for one time in entertainment for somebody to take an IP from the 90s or whatever and try to just keep the same film aesthetic or like I don't know, like I've never really watched Dragon Ball Z, but I'm watching it now or like very slowly, and I watched it slightly as a kid. But that animation is so much better to me than like this weird computer, like everything's perfect looking. So I don't know. I'm just real weird about watching shit I watched as a kid today because I'm like I don't know. I'm real weird about it. Like I don't even like new Family Guy. I don't care if it's really funny. The animation's so computer and not hand drawn to me that I don't like it. So I was really long winded just for an explanation on Mortal Kombat, but yeah, fuck like new aesthetic shit. I think it looks stupid to me.
Okay,
Like, just
we
don't
got someone
reboot
up. I
it
don't
if
know
you're
if
not going
this.
to keep it in the same like vibe that it was in. That's why like old school RuneScape's amazing. It's a game that came out in 2004 and it still has the same aesthetic it always has.
Who's this Oska? You have arguments or evidence God exists?
Yes, I think so. But I've spoke with you before, and I'm not gonna lie, you hit me with a bunch of isms, and I was kind of like out of my league in that respect. But I have like I guess kind of like a science based argument. I say that kind of, because yeah, it's not. It's what I mean is it's not like a philosophical ism related argument. If that's fine with you.
Okay.
So
I'm assuming it's fine tuning because that's a philosophical argument, not a science one. But if it's not that, then just go
I don't
ahead.
think
What
so.
is it?
So
I mean, it is. You have to assume like the empiric. Like, you have to assume our best science even says that the constants are fine.
The fine tuning masquerades as a claim of science, but it's literally a claim of modal metaphysics and a representation of a world on counterfactual physics and philosophy of life and what is hospitable for life. Obviously, Transformers would be alive because the fine tuning argument is not talking about the life we're familiar with. It's talking about life simpliciter. It's actually loaded with philosophical commitments, saying something very philosophically saturated. In fact, the physics are not going to talk about counterfactual physics. Physics is the study of the physical world.
In fact, nobody even really talks about the physics in that argument anyway. But.
Yeah, most of it, it's like more like, yeah, I mean, is that the argument you're even talking about or no? You could just give whatever you have.
no. So
Okay.
basically, like cosmology seems to suggest that space time had a beginning, and if that is the case, that would mean something outside of space time would have caused that beginning because
That doesn't help though.
Okay, yeah, I mean, there's two things. Obviously, that latter thing is an insane jump, but before we even get there, no, cosmology is very divided whether there's a start to the universe. It's like active dispute. In fact, there's not even survey that shows anything like most cosmologists believe there's a start to the universe. And there's like I think there's at least 6 live hypotheses that are infinitist, not very much more, that are taken really seriously. So there's like a large scope of infinitist cosmological theories. So to think that infinitism is like fringe is, even without survey, seems something really implausible. like one of the most notable cosmologists, like Sean Carroll, says stuff like none of the physics offers any evidence for the universe having being past infinite or past finite. Usually, the people who in fact, the cosmologists who reason to the universe having a start is actually not on the basis of any physics. It's on the basis of theoretical costs.
What do you mean by that? Theoretical costs?
Actually, the reason why I have my view that the universe is finite is because of theoretical costs.
Yeah, that's commonly why they do it, to avoid like an infinite inflation. It's a type of philosophical.
Yeah, that's precisely why. Yeah, that's literally what I was going to say.
Yeah, this usually the cosmology, because cosmology bleeds a lot into philosophy. So usually the cosmologists who buy into finitism, they buy into it based on certain philosophical theory selective principles and heuristics. There's like a theoretical strategy called inference to the best explanation. They use like probabilistic principles and philosophical principles and heuristics, and they reason about the costs of maybe having infinite events in your ontology or something.
Yeah, like you would want to like I might say something like I don't really need to pause it. Like I don't need like even an extra node or like an infinite amount to explain the world around me. And so it seems like this cost that I'm paying. But what somebody can just say on the other side is they can go, well, look, I understand your concern is this. I'll try to phrase it in a way it's like really easy to understand. I understand that like you have this quantitative cost that you're concerned about, right? Like this infinite set of nodes or points, right? And it's much easier and simpler if you can explain all the data with this finite set of nodes. Then that view should win out. If it just explains all the data equally, it seems simpler. But what someone can kind of say to you is, well, like, sure, like, quantitatively it's the case, but qualitatively, when we talk about like the kinds of things that we're pausing in our theory, the costs that we have there, there's things in my view, like things that begin to, like for everything that begins to exist, it has a cause. And that's the case for any event ad infinitum, right? But on your view, you have this starting point, or you have this like God, and there's like an initial item, but there's no cause to the initial item. And that seems different than all the rest of the items that it produces, which begin to exist, but they have causes, right? There's this initial item, doesn't have a cause. There's these secondary and so forth items, and they have no cause. They have a cause that we can identify. And those are two kinds of things. So they're qualitatively, you have more things. And so what we mean by this, like why someone would, change their view on theoretical costs or offer one view rather than another on theoretical costs is this kind of dispute. Do you care more about the number of things that you posit in the theory or the kinds of things? And that's a philosophical dispute. So first thing is, it's not true that what you're presenting is even a empirically or science-based thing. It's loaded with this philosophical dispute on whether or not the kinds of things that you posit matter more than the number of things. And there are various philosophers that disagree on that. I tend to think that the kinds of things matter. So someone like me that thinks that the universe is finite, this type of pushback gives me a lot of anxiety, right? Because I'm going, well, maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe I'm not looking at the theoretical posits and costs in the right way. I don't know if that makes sense, but the point being is that this is a philosophical issue, and somebody can just come right back and give this kind of qualitative response on simplicity.
So on that, there's it's
I
being
mean, you don't
debated.
even have an argument, right, that the universe has a start. I mean, I could just grant you that because I don't think that's by any means harmful.
Sure.
But I'm assuming you don't even have an argument for that type of thing. Or am I wrong?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, of course.
Or what thing are you referring to?
The claim the universe has a cause.
I think I
Or
do.
sorry,
I mean, I don't know.
not cause, beginning. My apologies.
Yeah, I think I do.
Okay.
Like if you extrapolate, the universe's expansion backwards, kind of suggests that at some point it was,
That's a big
some
thing.
other thing.
Yeah, obviously
Right.
every infinitist theory acknowledges there's a start to inflation. It's just true of every theory that's not steady state theory, which is not a live hypothesis in cosmology. It's been dead for years. But yeah, obviously, like almost all infinitist theories are like cyclical. They like posit a reset of expansion and whatever else. And the Big Bang Theory just isn't a theory about the beginning of the universe. In fact, there is a survey, and most physicists deny that the Big Bang is the start of the universe. But I mean, obviously, like the Big Bang just isn't a theory that posits anything about the start. It does, maybe you can characterize it as the start to the observable universe, that 13.8 billion years ago, the universe was in a hot, dense state, but it's not a theory on, but it's not a theory in cosmogony. It's not talking about the origin of the universe. It talks nothing about that.
Well, yeah, I understand that. That's what I'm
But
saying.
you're saying that that's
is that
evidence for the universe having a beginning.
the observable
How?
universe.
We're not
Because we
talking
know
about that. But we're not. What? Every theory believes there's a beginning to the observable universe. Like, that's literally just to admit of the Big Bang, which is uncontroversial in physics. And we're talking about cosmogony, so obviously philosophers of physics are not going to deny a putative scientific theory. It's like literally a consensus. So obviously the ones who believe there's not a beginning to the universe is not denying that there's a start to expansion. That's the beginning of the observable universe. Like, I don't know if this is not obvious. I'm asking you if you have an argument the universe has a start.
Yeah, I guess that's the issue then, because the observable universe is what I consider the universe, right? Like, if it was anything else in a different
It's not-
state, it's not the universe at that point.
What? Look, I'm saying the observable universe is the universe as we observe now. That the start of the observable universe could be traced down to 13.8 billion years ago. It was in a hot, dense state, then rapidly expanded. That's just what the Big Bang is. We describe the instance of inflation, the Big Bang, as the start of the observable universe. Now, almost all cosmologists and physicists actually believe that the Big Bang was not the start of the universe. That's actually literally physics survey shows. They don't deny, no one denies it's the start of the observable universe. They deny it's the beginning of the universe simpliciter. They do not believe it's the start of absolute time. They just think the world as we observe it now can be traced back 13.8 billion years ago to a hot, dense state in an expansion event.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm asking you if you have an argument the universe has a start, not the observable universe. Look, it's like, imagine this. Imagine out of clay I built a statue, right? I could say the statue has a start, but the statue is composed of material, and if I'm claiming the material substance that composes the statue has a start, that once there was none of that matter, there was no clay, and then clay came in at some point in time, and actually, what's the argument for that? And then you say, oh, well, here's the beginning of the statue. Well, no, I agree that the clay being arranged in this way can be traced back to some point where someone molded it that way. Just like the Big Bang is a theory about the universe, expanding, cooling, and organizing to arrange in this particular way. But that's just a theory about the way the world is configured today. It's not a theory about absolute time. And physicists largely agree the Big Bang is not the start of absolute time. Your claim is that there is a start to absolute time, which is an active dispute in cosmogony. You know that's what I'm asking you to give an argument for, that the universe had a start. And instead, then you're like doing a Mott and Bailey, and you're going back to a weaker claim that the Big Bang that there's a start to the observable universe. But then that's consistent with the universe not having a start. It's just saying there's a beginning to observable universe. Then I'm confused. Is your claim the universe has a start, or there's just a start to the observable universe?
Doesn't the
I want to answer to the question. Is your claim that there is a start to the observable universe merely, or there's a start to time, simpliciter? There's a start to absolute time. Or sorry, there's an absolute. A start to absolute time.
Well, to answer your question, I thought time was it's a part of the observable universe. It doesn't exist before them.
What?
Space-time, general relativity,
time's a feature of the universe. I'm asking
the
you if you have an
universe, right?
No, the universe just the universe is space-time. The observable universe is just the universe from 13.8 billion years ago up until now.
So something existed outside of that?
I don't know what that means. Dude, can we
if
just
time-
focus? Like, you're just doing everything to dance around the question. Your claim was that the universe had a start. Okay, then answer the question. Are you claiming there is merely a beginning to the observable universe or absolute time?
Both. I thought those things were the same
Okay,
thing.
so then justify the okay, so then what's the argument? There's a start to absolute time.
Because you can look back in time, correct? Like when we say
Not sure what that means,
the universe
but
is 13, if the
I'm
universe
asking you,
is
how
13,
do we get that there's a start to time?
okay, the universe is 13.8 billion years old or whatever, right? It's not 13.9,
That's
5,
that's
6,
the
7.
That's the observable universe.
Yeah, you're talking about like expansion.
Dude, there's
None
no
of
way
that's
you're
compatible
literally
with like an infinite universe.
there's no way you're not getting this. I'm about to drop you if you can't like lock in. This is getting annoying. I don't know if you're playing stupid. This is very simple. I gave you an analogy. It's like saying there's a start to the configuration of the clay being a statue, and there's a difference between saying that and there's a start to the existence of the clay. Oh, I thought they were the same thing. The moment the clay came into existence, it was the statue. Is that your view or something? Like what? I've already told you, and I can give you a survey that shows.
Let's make sure.
Physicists do not.
I think that's a good
Yeah.
analogy. Let's make sure he understands that. Do you understand that analogy, or like where? And be honest. Like if it falls apart, just help me figure out where it falls apart, and I'll help you out.
I'm trying to understand. I'm not trying to be like
No.
bad faith.
I don't.
Like,
I
I'm getting
don't
roasted,
actually
but-
think you're being. I don't think you're being dishonest. I don't. I just want to. So that analogy falls apart for you. Is that true?
Well, it's like the statue, right? Like it has. Okay, so, and maybe I'm just confused about what the observable universe is, but I thought that time exists within that, right? Like before the observable
Okay,
universe,
I don't know
there
what this
is no
within
time.
thing is talking about. You're like reifying time and treating it like a container. You could treat the universe as space-time. That's fine. But the point I'm making is no one thinks that the observable universe is the universe's entire history. That the entire history of the universe is just identical with the history of the observable universe.
I think
Physicists and
he's really
cosmologists
focused
think
on the-
there is time before the observable universe. We can trace back the
Yeah,
universe until the Big Bang, and physicists think that there are moments before the Big Bang is the point.
Yeah, and well, there's also like, I mean, this is what like understanding. I don't pretend to understand this. So if asking me further questions on this is, I'm not the right guy. But there are models, like cosmological models. I think it's like Hawking. I could be wrong. This is where people that know this stuff will be screaming at me, but I want to say it's like Hawking's and someone else's model that as like you go to, like theoretically, I guess, towards the beginning of time, there's like, I don't know if it's like time dilation where things slow down in this kind of weird way or whatever. So I don't know, like operating on the time factor with that, it's like if you presented this as some empirical kind of argument, like you're gonna have to get more into that as these models do, than this kind of there's this container of time kind of thing. But to Monkey Boy's point, like prior to the Big Bang, it like we're not, I mean, I don't know, but like presumably right, that's like you wouldn't even have to say, like there could be something as like non-metric time, right? That could be the start of like something like metric time, and there could be something like non-metric time, right? But those are all things that seem like an empirical kind of claim that you're not presenting, but you presented it as something as empirical.
Unless you just want to make the claim the Big Bang is the start of time, or maybe the instance before inflation, then you can give an argument for that. But just know that like most physicists and cosmologists explicitly deny that view.
Well, why don't we
So
just
I
grant
wouldn't-
the beginning to him? Like,
I know,
that's my
I'm fine
view.
to grant
I don't
some, but
believe-
he
I
said
don't
he has an
believe in God.
argument for the view that there is actually a star. And
I
if that's
see.
the case,
Yeah.
I am quite interested
I
to
don't-
hear that. But it
Do you
seems
think
like
he
he's...
has that argument? Though? I'm not trying to be
No, he has
that
no
rude
clue
to
what he's
him,
talking
but
about. He just found
I'm
out
not trying to shame
that
I'm not
that
trying to
people
shame
do
people that
not
don't
think
have
the Big
arguments.
Bang is the start of time. So I think we should probably move on in honesty, because you don't have that argument.
I was
Okay.
just trying to have a conversation, big dog, but yeah, it's all good.
Well, that's fine. But
We
hey,
are,
look, let
but
me
it's
ask
just
you.
you kind of don't know what you're talking
I was going to
about.
ask him if he knew like what an argument is, because I think that's where it needs to start. Because like even once you understand what an argument is, it's not like necessarily easy to construct one. All right, so it's just kind of want to try to show him like how way off base he is at the beginning. To think
What
he
is
has
it?
something like
Oh, he left. Okay.
yeah, I think he left, but it's like someone like that needs to understand that like when they say words like "I have an argument," that they need to kind of curb their enthusiasm.
Well, he said that the evidence for the big... He said he had evidence, and he said the evidence is the fact there was a Big Bang. So
Because
you
you can
wanted
be
to
like
say
someone like
something
Ross
like...
Sewell that can just thinks that like you can string together random propositions and have no clue about what inference rules are to, guarantee the conclusion. But
Doesn't even have to be all that. We just do that with people like Russell because, like, why give them any
yeah, it'd be
wiggle room?
nice for him to finally learn like and present an argument that's like valid, like even if it was just like modus tollens or something.
Like a month ago, he tried debating Venus, and he said he created the argument beforehand, deductively valid, and then it was like over an hour of him making the argument on the live, and I was writing it down. So he clearly didn't do that.
Russell goes, "You're still salty." Russell, what inference rules did you use in that argument? Because we didn't even get into whether or not the argument was valid. We were like very charitable to you. Like you're just so self-unaware.
Can you hear me now?
You didn't even know what happened.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, brother. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. What's up?
I didn't challenge
so
that
I
it was
came with
invalid.
the
I just said we were very
contingency argument.
charitable to you. We didn't challenge validity. We were very charitable to you.
Are you talking to me?
No, sorry. That's the end
Okay,
of it.
okay.
I was just saying there was no charge of it being invalid. It was just saying we were very charitable because we understood that you don't understand validity.
Also, he admitted, I don't know if you saw any of the recording, but later he admits that he thought there was no fourth option. He was doing that like to test like your understanding of Agrippa's trilemma or something. Like he said you're illiterate or something. That was funny.
Yeah.
He doesn't even
He's
believe
someone
the
that
argument he was
he's
giving
so
you.
dumb that he doesn't realize that like his argument needs to be successful. Because he's so dumb. I try to explain to him. I go, look, like if you ran this argument on I don't know, J. Mike navigating through philosophy for the first time, and then he didn't have an answer. It goes, oh, I really don't know. Would you think it's a win for like the view? Because it's not. What it would be is like, it would be like some epistemic ignorance that particular person might have. It doesn't say anything about the view and whether or not the view itself can answer the question, right? And also, it doesn't really satisfy. Like, even if I granted that it knocks out like something like naturalism, which his view is much stronger, it was like atheism. But even if I granted that it knocked that particular kind of view, what it doesn't do is show that any other particular view is false. Like it has all of its work left ahead of him. And in that recording, you can hear me ask him and say, do you understand that arguments are supposed to work in such that they like, put fear in other people? Like they make other views go, shit, I have to revise my view. Like if the view is just not successful against the next person you talk about, like it's not a successful argument. He thinks like, I have this argument. If it works, if I can't get J. Mike to answer something, I win or something. Like that's how he thinks arguments work. And that's why I kept going, I'm not going to answer any question you have, because you have no understanding of what it means to even justify a premise in your argument.
And that's
evidenced by the fact that you refused to do that.
What's up, Afghan? What do you got?
Hey, my name is Joseph. I'm 21 years old. I'm not like a scholar either. I'm not new to Islam, but like 2 years of doing research, both about the Bible and the theology of Islam, and
we don't really need
like more the scientific part. Also,
we don't need this. We don't need the autobiography or you outlining what you're gonna give. Just give your argument or evidence if you have.
Okay, have you heard of the contingency argument?
Of course.
Yes. So, okay. Besides from that, if you have a watch. If you look at the watch, would you think it's created by someone?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay. But have you seen the creator?
Mm-mm.
No, that would not make sense. How have you seen the creator? If you have a watch on and look at it, that would not necessarily mean you've seen the creator.
Okay, so I stopped saying the things that I wanted to say because I was being interrupted by Rasul that entire time for you to say that. That's what I stopped for. God damn it.
I haven't even presented my argument.
Thing, what do you
I'm just fucking with you, man. I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we have reasons to think watches are designed by humans. How do you get to God exists?
Because everything is contingent upon something.
And by contingent,
and infinite regress is not real.
Okay, by contingent,
that the scientists agree with. So at some point, someone has to stop this infinite regress, right?
Dude, like, look, what do you mean by contingent?
Dependent.
I knew it. I said it before he said it. I said dependency before he even said it.
But it is dependent, isn't it?
You could
Isn't
tell.
that the definition?
Okay,
it's
hold on.
the Muslim version.
Yeah, you could tell because he sounds Arab and he has Afghan in his name. Yeah, so by dependent, like, what's the sense of dependency? Like, I don't know if you're familiar with phrases like ontological dependency. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, oxygen would be dependent on something, and
hold on. Just slow it down. Let's just go step by step. So if you mean ontological dependency, yeah, I don't believe there's contingent things, if that's how you're using contingent.
Okay. Well, not ontological, sorry. In actual, my English is not my first language. I'm from Denmark, by the way. I'm not from an Arab country yet. I might have an Arab accent. But, where was I? Yeah, oxygen is contingent. The sun is contingent. So there's like a whole chain. There is a whole chain, and there has to be something to stop it.
Okay, you don't need to. You already asked, like, what's the point of saying this? I said I'm familiar with the argument.
Yes, because there has to be a stop on that chain, and
I know,
if there's a stop on that chain.
Okay, I get the argument. I'm I'm asking you for clarity because now you're saying you're not using contingent the way that
Okay,
you just signed.
I'll clarify a little bit more. Okay, would you consider the
That's-
watchmaker intelligent
Look, you
an
gotta.
intelligent design? Would that be an intelligent design? The watch?
Can we like focus, please? I'm really
Yes,
just not.
I'm getting to the point. Come on.
Okay, don't just slow it down. I'm just not in the mood. I'm sorry. Look, your claim is that. So what are we running? Because now you're just talking about design arguments now. Like, which make up your mind. What argument do you want to run?
It's.
'Cause I was just about to address
it's
something
a
you're saying,
sub-
trying to clarify.
It's a sub argument to my argument.
I'm sorry. I just can't. Bro, now we got someone on Discord. Surprising. Well, they're not connecting. My tech, no. Hey, what's up, Jay? Are you there? Your mic's not working. Hello? I'm assuming you could hear me, so I'm gonna drop you down and you could come back up. Because, again, your audio is not coming through. If you want to talk from YouTube, join the Discord. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna get nobody up. I wanted to hear the watchmaker argument. I want to hear you finally give an argument. You're always glazing. I don't know. You're always in the comments. Did people see Pimar's comment? Yeah, I'm muting you. Oh no. Boring stuff? Yeah. Oh, you're talking about his argument, the Shadowtron? Yeah, we're not getting nobody up. I don't know.
Quick reminder that PMARS jerks off for dudes on the internet and thinks that homosexuals are going to hell.
Right. He's a racist piece of shit too.
Yeah, I told like everybody about that in a group. They were like, "Oh, this guy seems funny," and I go, "He's a racist piece of shit." And I go, "What? I didn't hear him say anything." I go, "Just wait." And now it's like common knowledge between people, and I'm like, "Oh, I told her so. I told her so."
Yeah, it's crazy that they let on that other person's live, they let Pmar stay up and he literally said the N-word. Took him like 6 minutes to drop him. Maybe he wants to send more people to hell or something. Well, I don't think with his body he's gonna get anyone to do that. Actually, I think he was a deterrent. But yeah, y'all gotta keep interacting. We got 70 people here. Y'all seriously gotta like tap the screen, bro. Share and repost. Come on. I was nice to him once and he still crashed out.
You think that when he's like getting tokens from people on a Chatterbait, he's like just wanting someone just to be like, tell me God doesn't exist. Just tell me God doesn't exist. Just come on, blow your load and just say it. Just say God doesn't exist.
I don't.
It's all about that. It's all about the taboo. It's all about the taboo, Monkey Boy. That's what people like. They like the taboo. That's like the ultimate taboo.
But like Pumar seems like a character. He doesn't like. I can't tell if he's really him, like himself. I don't know if anyone else thinks that same thing.
True.
Yeah, he probably asks people to tell them God grounds logic or something. I don't know. Yeah, but we're not getting nobody up. Damn, where like nobody? Seriously? Got a total of almost 100 viewers. Okay, now we got some requesting. Yo, what's up? Dear Glow. I guess they didn't mean to come up. This is pretty much how live is every day now.
This bastard, if you have any food, he will like literally jump on it. It's insane.
Who?
Just fucking cat, dude. Like any human food you have, he just knows like when you walk in the door that you have it. It's like he's like a dog. It's like a dog times two. You know how dogs are really annoying with food, especially with owners that don't know how to like train their dogs.
Yeah. Well, cats
That's how
I've
this
heard are
cat-
worse with food.
Oh well, I don't know. This is my cat. She doesn't really give a shit about human food. Like she likes cheese. I've noticed. If I have like cheddar or something, she really digs it. But I can't get her to eat anything other than cat food. But this fucking cat, dude.
Cheese is good. Well, I don't know if it's good for cats, but I'm a cheese guy.
Oh,
This
damn,
song is
there's
so
another
fucking
one right
weird.
here.
I'm a cheese guy.
I'm a cheese guy.
Yeah. Wait, what is this guy talking about in chat? About my job?
Playing a game?
No, not yet. I'm setting up my my alerts
Oh, nice.
right now.
Well, like your emojis and shit.
Yeah, my the giffies and stuff.
Nice.
But I
Hell
am
yeah.
about to here.
Let me know when you're streaming. I'll watch. I got a second monitor now, finally. So, yeah. I've been slacking on my monitors. You want to go outside, bud? Monkey Boy, I'm. By the way, I'm. I don't know when you're gonna send me a check because I'm keeping your viewership alive right now with my camera.
You might be. I don't know. It's
You're
it's
just
so
like
weird too.
You're like sitting there like a duck.
I'm like
with your mouth
Shadowban
open
though.
looking at the rain.
Huh?
I was like, you're like a duck looking like with your mouth open, like staring at the rain. You're just like.
But I don't know. I think I am shadow banned. That probably is what's going on, but I keep the same amount
It's
of
probably
viewers.
me because I see you on YouTube and I'll see like I'll scroll through YouTube and I'll see you live. I'm got a bunch of viewers, and then I join and everyone it's just like shadow banned.
I don't be getting viewers. I mean, average is probably 50 is the average I'd be getting. Dude, what is going on? We're at 20k likes. We were 2 minutes ago. We were like 10 minutes ago at 17k, and we had 50 people this whole time. Y'all are not tapping the screen. Y'all gotta seriously interact, or else the live is gonna die.
All right,
Come on.
that was one cat. Someone said show the cats. This is the second one chilling up here. That's great. I'll go upstairs and see if there's another one. Actually, no. Is Elena here?
Yeah, she's asleep.
I figured so. All right. Well, my roommate's wife's asleep, so I'm not going to go upstairs and show that cat.
Yeah, the live is the morgue. Yeah, TikTok's been very mad with me, apparently, because they haven't been giving me no gifts. It's been like this for the past couple weeks.
That's my baby right there.
Be careful not to dox yourself. You know, people are obsessed with you, G-Mike.
Be able to.
They use Google Maps and they'll find.
Yeah,
where
I mean,
you
if
live.
someone really wants to, I mean, I live in a state where I can defend myself and have the means to do so. So if you want to meet a Mossberg Cruiser 500, and you're sure to welcome, to come. That's fine. I don't know why you'd want to do it. There's like several people here that are loaded,
right?
Oh, and up at all times of night. So with the hours that we work, there's not a single person not sleeping. So it will not work out well for them.
Cash at me for the address. There you go. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
J-Mike gets to try out his new weapons, and Rebecca gets $5. You need more themes to talk
I try to
about?
look for the other 4 cats, and they're not here.
Let me try this background instead. Probably would do worse, though. What are we thinking? This background better? Let me know, chat.
I like that one. Yeah.
Oh, we got
All right.
$5 dono from Lace, or what is that, €5? I don't know what that is. But they say, I saw multiple debates on psychophysical harmony on your YouTube, but only other people debating it from what I saw. What's your response? Well, I just think theism isn't a predictive hypothesis. So I just think bare theism predicts nothing. And if that's true, then you're sensitive to stalking horse because it's all the other auxiliary commitments that are doing the expectational lifting for theism. So you could just do a stalking horse, but the fact is, it's just atheism has high priors, very high priors. So it seems like you would just win if you're reasoning Bayesian. But if you're trying to make like an abductive argument, which is a less modest claim, usually they just want to say that's some type C reasons, there's some evidence for theism. But if you want to say that it's the best explanation, then it's obviously no good explanation because, well, I mean, obviously the theistic story is a just so story, but additionally, explanations are designed to dissolve mystery, right? And then you just get the problem of divine fine-tuning, right? God psychology. So it's just a bad explanatory practice. Atheism is still stuck at I don't know answer to everything. Why don't you come up and talk? I can't even invite them.
Hey, if I forgot I was muted. If I drop the live, I'll probably be back. My brother's girlfriend's supposed to call me with something regarding my brother, so.
Alright, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on anyways, especially with all this traffic of guests. I don't even know if I'm going to be live tomorrow because I said I was not going to go live until Thursday. I might tomorrow. We'll see, but I'll definitely be live Thursday for sure. Come on, I'm gonna be. How about this? I'll do like 6 more minutes here. Y'all seriously gotta go insane with the interaction. Like, share, repost, and hopefully we could get at least like a couple people up. I'll wait 5 minutes to get someone, or 6 minutes. If we don't get someone within that time span, then I'm just dipping.
Nice. Sorry, I'm trying to find the other cats in all these rooms. I've been walking into different rooms I probably shouldn't be.
Bro, Zach here? Bro, Zach's not here. Zach's sending that stupid ass live with that dude. I'm over it. Thanks for the confetti and for the hat, nobody. Very much appreciated. I very much appreciate that. Thank you a lot. No one on Discord, right? Per usual? Yeah, no, of course not. I don't know. I have 5 minutes on the clock. 5 minutes from now. 7:30 for me. That's the time I gotta wait to get somebody up. So what are we doing, chat? Y'all saw the new Backrooms movie? Well, who's the guy who was talking about the new Mortal Kombat? Was that good? I have not seen it. Get more themes?
I don't know. I tried to
I want to
plan
see
something
Obsession.
when watching that, but I never ever ended up doing it.
You know, I regret seeing Obsession because I heard it was way better than Backrooms. The Backrooms was good, to be honest. It was a good movie. But apparently it blows the Backrooms out. And it has it has $750,000 budget. It's like not even $1 million. I heard it like for how good the movie was, and it was like one of the cheapest movies in the past like 10 years or something.
Movie was it?
Obsession.
That's the like I love you one or whatever.
Yeah, it's like some stick that the dude snaps and like gets
It's like the one where he makes a wish or some shit. And
yeah, gets the girl to be
yeah, I
obsessed
heard.
with him.
I had some people tell me it was like really good, and they were like it's really really good, and they described it to me, and I was like, maybe this is a scenario where describing a good movie is hard to do because the way it was described to me sounded very cliche, but I've only heard
Yeah, that's what I
really good
heard.
things.
The point was that it copies the formula, but it executes really well. That it does the plot that every movie has pretty much done, or many movies have done, but it's done it perfectly. Go with low expectations. Well, that's not possible anymore.
Yeah, and I was gonna say the same thing. It's not possible now that people have kind of been like, damn it, It was really good. Like, I mean, the only time I've ever had that happen to me, and I don't think the movie was like good if I watched it today, maybe, but because I was watching it and didn't know what I was watching, and then it ended up being a lot better, was Cabin in the Woods. And that's just because I was watching it. Like, this is the most
I like that movie.
cliche fucking horror movie so far I've ever seen. Like, what is this?
You
I
didn't
never
like
read
that
the
movie?
book or anything. And I went into it completely blind. And so I'm like, we went with some friends and we got real stoned when we watched it. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? I'm like, you guys were real excited about this fucking, because they all like read the book, I guess. I guess there's a book. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
I didn't know there
I just
was a book.
remember them saying they read the books. That's what I remember. And then I remember like being like, what the fuck is this? And then like halfway through or whatever, it like turns on its head. And I was like, oh, I'm fucking about this movie. Dude. This movie's fucking cool. Like, I
Wait.
like this shit.
Maybe I'm confusing. That's the one with like the teacher, right? Whose like husband dies.
It's like, no, it's like the stereotypical like, jock guy, nerdy dude. It's got the girl that likes the whatever, like the typical horror movie kind of tropes that they do.
Then maybe I
and
don't know which one
but
you're talking
it
about.
kind of flips on its head. It's got the dad from Step Brothers. You know what I'm talking about? The bald dude. It's got the dude
Yeah,
from
yeah, I
Billy
know who you're talking
Madison, the bad guy from Billy Madison, the guy that he's like up against, and that dude. And they like work for this like secret like government agency that's, I don't remember the plot line. It's been so long, but they basically are like throwing out these horror monsters. They have like them in this like giant lair, right? And they're just like sending them out for something with like different competing with different governments or something. I don't know. I don't remember the plot. The plot, I bet you if you picked apart the plot, it's really stupid. But the whole kind of idea is it's supposed to present itself as this typical horror movie, but then it kind of flips. It knows what it is in a way, and then it kind of flips on its head. I thought it was pretty good. Just coming from someone that went into it completely blind, so it's hard for me to like lower expectations. I have to kind of go into it with low expectations.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've seen this. I was definitely thinking.
I thought it was really so. Yeah, just go watch Cabin in the Woods and just watch. I probably fucked it up now, but just go watch it thinking it's a movie, and I mean, it'll go. Oh shit, I like what they did there. That's actually kind of cool.
It was to prevent the gods from waking up and destroying the planet.
That's what it was. Yeah, there was like these guys. Yeah, they like for whatever reason, we're gonna assume that they don't hold to the principle of that they don't hold to yeah, why am I forgetting it now? Damn, that would have been better if I could remember.
You're talking
that there's
about
a reason
opportunity
for
cost. What are you talking about?
no, that there's a reason for no, what the fuck am I? Oh, Monkey
The
Boy, God
principle
help
of
me out here.
alternative possibility. The PAP.
No, it's not PAP. No, it's not PAP. It's it's a lot of theists like love this. I don't know why I can't think of it. That there's a reason for like any
PSR?
proposition. The PSR, thank you. God damn, why can't I think of principle of sufficient reason? Thank you, Jesus Christ. I was like, that's how long it's been since I've looked at philosophy. I can't even think of the PSR.
No, you're good.
Yeah, there you go. God, that ruined the joke just because I had to think of it that long.
They use horror cliches to appease gods or something.
Ruxter, what I was gonna say to you is like we have to assume there's no PSR in mind in this movie. That like eventually when you start asking, but why do the gods need this to happen? You just kind of go, well, there's no principle of sufficient reason at play. So
I love horror movies though. Easily my favorite genre.
I actually think theists need to kind of, I don't know, man. Like we all need to realize that like what makes a good movie is that they kind of lack a PSR. Yeah. Like if you really try to like question a lot of plot lines, it's like really no reason for a lot of things that they end up doing.
Where is Zach? He has to be in this live. But he posted this bullshit story with this like British guy he says that looks like me. Talking about, can you shout out my friend Monkey Boy?
Oh, that's hilarious. I gotta see it. Who is it?
Wait, did he posted it in the group? Oh no, he DM'd it to me. And I didn't post it in a group chat. It's right here, right now, Zach.
Right here, right now.
Doesn't he has, or didn't he say that or something? Thought he I don't know.
My favorite thing ever about Zach is that I hung out with a bunch of people. I hung out with like Danny and we were all at Amdir's house and Jim, and a bunch of people flew out. And Zach sees us like live one night on TikTok. It's like, oh, it looks real fun. And then the next night he flew out from like New York or wherever the fuck he's at, came to Amdir's house, played like a tabletop game with us, and flew back. It was like, and I remember like leaving the apartment and being like walking with him to my truck, and I'm just like, all right, man, it was fucking awesome, fucking hanging out with you, man. I was like trying to have like a moment with him, and he's just like, all right, man, see ya. Like as if I was gonna see him like tomorrow or something. Like he's like a buddy down the street. He's like, all right, man, see ya. I'm like, what do you mean, all right, man, see ya? You're walking away. I'm like trying to have a heart to heart with you. Like, the fuck? All right, bro. I guess I will see you.
And next day on a FaceTime.
I was like, actually, you know what? You did just fly out here randomly. I probably will see you. So.
No, we got someone. Jay, are you there? This is like the third time this Jay guy's up here on the Discord, and you're muted.
Right here. Right now.
Hello, Jay? Are you... He leaves. Like, what? He literally did this 3 times. Okay. Who's this Jay guy? Is it someone from YouTube?
I don't know. I don't see the name.
No, it's because they're on Discord. Alright, I'm just gonna end the live. I catch you all tomorrow.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm actually gonna give a call, because I'm about to get some stuff done. I don't want to be waiting on this call. So, all right, man. Well, someone actually requested.
Yeah, the very instance I was actually about to click the end button, and it didn't connect.
Now.
Yeah, this live is toying with me right now. Look at this. This is some bullshit.
What? No more bullshit? What's bullshit?
Getting no guests, then I'm driven out with no guests, then the guest comes up, then I bring him up, then you stop.
Oh, I thought no. I put in a request, and I heard you say that you were ending the live, so I went to another live.
Okay.
Okay. So I see from here you are an atheist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's your name, if I can ask that?
Jomar.
Jomar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jomar. Why don't you believe in a creator? Can you explain that to me?
Well, my honest reason is because I think theism is incoherent and impossible. But what I usually just say conventionally is the starting probability of God is way less than atheism, and there's virtually to literally no evidence for God.
Okay, great. So you are saying that there is no evidence for God's existence. That's why you don't believe in him.
No, the first part was the more relevant thing.
Yeah, so you are saying that, but my question is, do you reject all of theism or just religious theism, like?
All of theism.
Okay. So, how would you say then that the universe came to be?
I don't think the universe can come to be.
So how are we here? How is the universe created? How is the universe there?
Maybe you didn't understand what I meant. What I'm saying is I don't think the universe can be created.
Not created. So how is the universe
How does it exist? How does it exist? Why does it exist?
The question of why sounds like a question of cause, and what I'm saying
Not
is
cause.
okay. Then I don't know what you're asking.
I'm asking you, how does the universe exist? How did
I
it
don't know
come
what
to
that
be?
asking. But come to be, it sounds like causal. It's just causal. You're just asking for the cause.
Yeah. Yeah, what's the cause of the universe? What caused it to become to be?
I'm saying I don't think it's possible the universe has a cause.
Why is that? It has a start.
I don't think it had a start, but whether it had a start doesn't really have anything to do whether it had a cause. But I don't think it's not well, you could say it's metaphysically impossible, but it's actually logically impossible the universe has a cause on the theory of cause I work with. I'm a counterfactualist, so causation is a counterfactual relation between events. Where some antecedent event were to not occur, some consequent wouldn't. But events are understood by Lewis, the philosopher who engineered the theory, to be spatio-temporal, right? That's the ordinary notion of event. And under this construal, there can't be an antecedent event to the universe because the universe is treated as the collection of events. So on this account, it's just logically impossible the universe can have a cause.
Well, I believe it's logically impossible for it not to have a cause. Because, if we speak...
But then you would have to be talking about a different theory of cause.
I am going to talk to you about basic mathematics, basic physics.
Well, we're talking about...
you know that the universe...
Well, hold on.
The universe is in a state of constant expansion.
Okay, but you gotta focus on what I'm saying. I'm saying the theory of cause I just described, which is actually the most popular theory of what a cause is, right? It's on the nature of what causes are, right? And I'm saying on this theory, which is actually the most popular theory of cause, it entails the falsity of the view that the universe has a cause and further implies its impossibility. On this view, it's literally not logically possible the universe has a cause. Because it's kind of like saying this,
So
like
do you
imagine...
believe that? Yeah, continue.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I need to give you an analogy, but you can imagine someone asking, like the idea, like the material world is caused by a material entity, right? It's like that type of thing. It can't be true the material world is caused by a material entity, because then the thing doing the explaining appears in the thing to be explained, and things can't explain themselves causally, of
But
course.
God is not a material entity,
Yeah, you're not getting the analogy.
in the definition of God,
That was nothing about God.
Did you want
but
to
you're
say
not.
something?
I said, yeah, you're not you
Yeah, I
don't get the
don't see-
point. Ignore the stuff I said about material entity. Just ignore that. Imagine I never said that.
I think we are having problem understanding each other.
Do you understand my reasons
Yeah,
why I said it's
basically.
impossible the universe has a cause?
Not really. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Brother, it's really
I
not that
said-
hard. Like, he thinks that there's the universe is. Just think of it like it this way: there are events, right? You follow me?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Right. Those events, those things only happen within the universe, right? Like, in order for events to take place, they happen nested within a universe, right?
So anything that the
So
universe itself isn't an event.
you're asking, yeah, you're saying like,
It's a
look,
collection of all events.
yeah, so
there
like
can't be an
an
event that
event that
explains
started the universe just seems logically impossible. The same way that a material being created the material world because it assumes the thing like that it's creating, right? Just like logically impossible, right? It's just not true that the material being created the material world because the material being would have already started the material world prior to its creation of other material things, right?
Yeah, the being
Yeah,
is
I
itself
think I don't
material,
agree
which
with
is
that.
to be
Like,
explained. What do you know?
mean?
What do you do?
There's nothing. There's not. You only disagree if you don't
It's
understand.
oh my god, yeah. He watch. He from what he just started saying, he doesn't understand it. What were you gonna
No,
say?
I
Omar?
understood that you
What were you
mean
gonna say,
that the
Omar?
universe itself isn't an event. The universe itself, it isn't an event, so therefore it doesn't have a
I
cause.
don't think you're tracking, buddy.
The point is that the universe is a collection of all events, and causation is understood in terms of the type of relationship events stand with other events. But the universe being the set of events isn't an event that stands in a relationship with another event, right? Causation is that there's events that are temporally prior to some specific event, that being what we deem the effect. The cause is an event that is temporally before it, the thing it explains, where, at least if you adopt the view of necessary causation, causation is a necessary relationship between events where the antecedent events happen, necessarily it follows the consequence events, right? The point I'm making is the universe is the totality of events. So there can't be an event explaining all events, because it is itself an event which is a part of the thing to be explained. Just like if a material person was to explain material reality, if the material person trivially is material, then it is a part of the material world. So for a material person to create the material world means it's creating itself, which is logically incoherent. A thing cannot create itself. And that's what is entailed from thinking the universe has a cause by the specific theory of causation I'm working with.
Okay, I think I understand your point now.
Okay,
So
how about we just get
basically,
off this, because you're not going to get this, honestly. Do you have an
no,
argument, maybe?
I understand your point now. You are saying that all events are what make up the universe, and the universe is tied to all those events. So all these events make up the universe, and if something was to create the universe, it would be to create itself because it's also an event. I don't know. English is not
What's
my
common
first
between
language.
events is what's common between events is that they require a universe. And now you're talking about an event sans a universe.
Right, which
Right.
would just be technically to equivocate, so you're not even talking about.
Yeah, so like you could challenge his account or something. Like you could challenge like maybe the account he offers or something. But
Right,
under
you
his
can have-
account, he's offering you a reason. He goes, "Look, I've never met." Just think of it this way: he's never met you before. You present this, and he's like, "Well, I don't feel like I'm shaking in my philosophical boots because I have this position, I have this account, and this just poses no threat to me because it just assumes the falsity of the account that I have on causation, right?"
Additionally, it is the most popular theory of causation. It's meaning that that's some evidence that's the correct theory of causation, given most philosophers agree. I think the only way you make sense of theism, which is one of the reasons I say theism is actually incoherent, is you need to buy into like agency theory of causation, and I think that's just gibberish. But whether or not we can enter, we don't even need to get into all the metaphysics and those types of tools. I'm just wondering. Let's assume the universe has a start and even has a cause. It's not by any means established the universe has a start. In fact, it seems like that opinion is actually going down amongst cosmogonists. So it seems like in a couple years, we have reasons to think most cosmogonists would think the universe doesn't have a start. But additionally, yeah, I just think it's metaphysically or logically impossible that the universe has a cause. But granted both of those, let's assume the universe both has a start and has a cause. How do you get a God?
Yeah, if you buy into that theory of causation, I don't think there is anything I can do to
No, I'm
convince you with
saying
a cause.
you're not tracking. I'm saying granted the falsity of what I just said and the truth of what you said, the universe has a cause. How do you get to God?
You get to God because if you want to make zero, you can't like just make 0 plus 0 equals 1. That's mathematically impossible. You can't just make energy out of no energy. So if you say, oh, the universe just came by with a Big Bang, and
That's not
where
what
did
that
the
is.
energy
You're
from
completely confused. I'm granting you the universe has a cause. It's not only is what you're saying make no sense. It sounds like
You are saying
you're fighting.
I understand what you're saying, but you're not letting me to get to my point. You can say,
I'm
oh,
saying the
maybe
universe
we are
didn't come from nothing.
maybe we
It's
are
the opposite.
in a simulation. You can say that, or you can say maybe it's not a god. Maybe it's
I'm
just
asking you.
a higher.
I'm asking you. Granted, the universe has a cause. How do you get to God exist?
Because you can look at books and look at claims that claim they were sent from this god. You
Yeah,
know,
but
you can
what?
say, oh, maybe
How
it's
do we
not a
get to
god.
God
Maybe it's we are in a
exists?
simulation.
Yeah, but now you're saying stuff you could say. I'm asking you, what's the argument God exists given? Well, like now it sounds like you're not even in like this whole
The
thing about
design
the
in the
universe
universe.
having.
That is what's the argument your glasses
Why think the
have
universe?
created?
But why think the universe is designed?
Because it follows a certain pattern.
Okay, so why think it's designed?
Because if patterns don't just come out of no design. Why do you think your glasses are created?
Okay, but stop asking questions and just focus on your task. So you're saying if it has patterns, then it's designed. Okay, what's the argument?
The argument is a design points to a creator. You can't.
I'm
have a
asking
design.
you. Okay, I'm asking you. You gotta really try and focus. I'm asking you, what's the argument? The universe is designed given it has patterns.
And I am answering you, but you're never letting me finish. I am telling you because it has a design, because it follows this design, this way of existing.
I'm asking you why I think it's designed. Look, you're affirming the thing I'm asking you to justify. You're saying because it's designed, God exists or something. I'm asking you to justify its designed. It's like if I said, give the argument atheism is true. And then I say, because atheism is true.
I am justifying its trueness by telling
I can't even hear you.
I'm telling you it has a design because it works in a way. It has a purpose. Everything that has a purpose has a design. Everything that exists has a...
Okay, slow it down. So purpose, does purpose require intention?
Yes.
Okay, it sounds question begging.
What's
hold on.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? You have been asking me a question all this time. Can I ask you one?
No, slow it down. When you say the universe has an intention, that just sounds like you're just saying that there's a designer for it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get to, but you're not letting me.
But that's what I'm asking you to justify. So notice when I asked you to justify that, you just repeated the claim in different words.
Because you're not just letting me. You just not letting me finish what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
I am saying
let you finish, but that's what you said.
If something has a purpose and has a design and has an intention behind it, it means it points to a creator of it.
I agree.
Right now.
No one's denying that. That's a triviality. I'm asking for the argument. It is designed. It has a purpose. What is the argument for those claims? You see how you're not justifying the claim? You're saying something obvious instead. It's like if I said, what's the argument atheism is true? And then you say, if atheism is true, then no God exists. Okay, that isn't the argument atheism is true.
Okay.
So then what's the argument that we're designed, that the universe is
designed? I can point to
designed?
it being designed by showing you how everything is just down to the millimeter to allow life to exist.
Okay, the world is hospitable for life. How do we get that God exists? How's that a reason to think God exists?
Oh my God, you're just making me go around in circles.
Because you're just saying stuff for evidence for God, but you're never giving an argument. I could just repeat everything you said as evidence for atheism. The evidence for atheism is the fact you can have life down to the millimeter. I made a claim. You made an identical claim. I'm making a parody claim. Who has given the argument? Neither of us. Right? What's the argument? You could just claim anything's evidence. You're claiming the evidence for God is the fact that life exists down to the millimeter, which...
And I am telling you, the argument for the existence of a creator is our existence.
Okay, okay, so we exist, so how do we get to God exists?
We get to God exists by looking at our bodies, how everything there serves a function, how everything there has a certain purpose that it serves, and it's designed perfectly to serve that purpose.
Okay, now
you look at your heart.
Okay, your question begging. You're obviously just assuming God exists. You're literally saying we have a purpose and design. The fucking thing I'm asking you to justify just appeared in the reasoning very, very transparently. So I don't. This takes. Just think about what you're saying. Okay, our bodies serve functional roles. Every part of our body serves a functional role. That's a very skeletal way to say what you just said without assuming your position, because you obviously just assumed it. Okay, our bodies play functional roles, every part. Okay, now get us to God exist.
You are not even letting me speak. I am getting you to God. Every time I'm in the middle of my sentence.
It's just a waste of time. We have someone else. I'm assuming they're no better, so I'll just bring them up.
ما تفلق نفسهم. Hi, what's up? How you doing?
I'm alright. What do you got?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. I just see the title, so we can have a little discussion about the beginning.
Yeah, if you have arguments or evidence God exists.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, what do you have?
So the first thing, like we need to make a ground before we start the conversation, right? So the God is an objective thing. So we need to start the conversation by knowing how this universe is started, right? What do you think? As an atheist, you're an atheist, right?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna talk how this universe is started according to your belief.
We're not talking about my beliefs. We're asking what's your argument or evidence that God exists.
My argument is this universe even started at a certain point that there is some power behind it that it needs for starting. You understand?
Let's assume all that. Yeah, I think all of that's false, but let's assume it. There's a start for the universe and there's a power behind it explaining the start. Okay, how do we get a God?
Okay, so do you know the singularity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so singularity is a point where this whole universe is started. Okay,
that's false, but I already granted you that, so I don't know why. It sounds like you're trying to justify the things I told you we're assuming is true for the sake of argument. I already granted you two things. Focus. You don't need to talk about. Yeah, I'm assuming
that goes back to
that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. We don't need to talk about the reasons and justification because we're assuming it. Meaning, we're granting it. You get it for free. I'm not challenging the view. I'm saying I'm assuming it. I'm agreeing with you. You don't need to justify it. You get away with it for free. You don't need to pay for it. Okay, the universe has a start and is caused. The Big Bang's the start. Okay, la-li-da. Get to God now. I granted it.
Okay, that's the point. Look, you have to know one thing, okay? When we say God have his own attributes. So when we talk about the creation, when we talk about these things, how it started. Wait a minute. Let me go to my point, okay? The fine-tuning. I mean, you were about to say something, that's why. At least hear what I'm saying. The first thing, the universe fine-tuning, the universe being conscious, the universe starting point, these three things are the one that we say there is God behind it. We don't know God, by the way. We never experienced it. Do you know inductive reasoning?
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand the argument. So I'm granting you the universe has a cause. I can grant you the universe is fine-tuned. I can grant you there's consciousness in the world. Okay, how do we get to God from all of that?
Yes, what I'm saying is, when we say God, nobody has ever experienced what God is, okay? So God has his own attributes.
Point in telling me that. Look, I'm granting you the stuff you said. I'm asking you how do you get a God from all those things?
God is the reflection of the reality. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. When we see
What
the
does that
reality,
mean?
that's what I mean. When you see the reality, when you experience the reality, God is the reflection of the reality. Like how? When you see the world, when you
Okay,
see
but
the
what's
universe.
the argument God exists though? I'm granting you this stuff, all this stuff. Now get it
Okay,
gone.
I will give you one good example that so that we can understand each other, right?
Example
Okay.
of what?
Example of what we mean by God, what we mean believe is.
We don't even need to do that. I'm just look. Let's just focus, please. I've granted you all the toys to play with, all of them, and I'm continuing to grant you them.
If you're granting what I'm saying, so
what is the
point of arguing?
And I'm still talking because you're still not giving an argument. Granted, you're just listing stuff. I'm agreeing with the list, but there's no inference. There's no inference to God. So I'm telling you, just take all this for free. And make. There's no kind. I'm not asking. Just give me an argument given everything you've said that I've allowed you to keep. I don't know what's complicated for you.
What kind of evidence do you want? I mean, there is two ways. The first thing
I just granted you everything. So stop. I just answered this question too about, what type of evidence. I don't care what it is. Just make an argument. I don't care what evidence. There's not a type I'm asking for. Give anything.
Okay.
I've granted you your whole fucking grocery list. Get to God.
Wait. Okay. So look, there is something that we say inductive reasoning in philosophy. Okay. So inductive reasoning means everything. You're not even listening what I'm saying.
I'm listening. It's just funny that you're acting like you know what you're talking about, but whatever.
For me, I know. For me.
Okay, let me ask you this: if you understand induction,
let me finish my sentence first.
Wait, but hold on.
Can I?
No, you
I
can't.
listen
No,
to
you
you.
can't.
I
No,
listen
you
to your
can't.
statement. To
I'm
be
sorry.
honest.
I'm
So
saying you
let
can't.
me say about the inductive
I'm saying
reasoning.
you can't.
That's
I'm
my
saying you
point.
can't. I'm saying you can't. So stop.
Okay. I can't.
So you cannot. CANNOT.
So yeah, good night,
You
man.
can spell. You can run away. That's fine. You don't know what you're talking about. All right. Have a nice one. I think that's a perfect place to stop. Complete dumbass. I'm just not in the mood. I can't. This live was so bad. These lives have been like boiling me up. Like literally the whole past week of lives have been terrible. I genuinely don't know what's going on with my algorithm. I can't get a single guest. Bro, it's just so bad. Bro. You don't know nothing, man? That's ironic. Like this person, like these people, like this is what I hate. Like people who act like they know what they're talking about.
You need an ear before you need an ear before you speak, you know?
Yeah, look. You said you know stuff about inductions. You said I get it. 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 I get it.
I didn't say anything.
I get it.
Right?
Okay. Okay. Just stop the crying. Just stop the crying, please. I don't want to hear it. It's not a daycare. Look, you said you understand induction, so let me ask you
stop characterizing me. Take care and stuff like that. We're grown up for this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Just
You can say
stop
what
the
you
crying.
want.
Breathe.
Don't put
breathe.
characters.
Okay. I don't want to mute you. Shut up. Okay, so let me ask you a couple questions. If you understand induction, then tell me this, since you understand induction. Do you know what stratification is? I'm assuming you're talking about, well, let's clarify. You're talking about enumerative induction, right?
Observative induction.
What? So what? So you're not. That's not an answer to my question. That's not even a thing. You just made that up. Are you talking?
Yeah, that's
about
what I'm saying. When I start about
I'm
inductive
asking
reasoning, you stop me from talking. Now you assume what I'm about to say.
Okay,
so you
stop
can do
crashing
whatever.
out. Just stop crashing out.
Okay.
Just stop crashing out. Just stop.
God.
Just stop.
Okay,
Just
we're
stop.
finished.
Just stop. Dude, what is going on with you? Look, are you talking about enumerative induction?
No, I said enumerative induction.
You don't need to go on. You don't need to go on. It was just yes or no. Okay, you answered no. You're not talking about enumerative induction. So what type of yes?
Observative
So you are
and numerative. It's both. It's not one. It's both. We need observation plus numerative.
All inductions all inductions deal with observation. Induction literally is the inferential process of getting a sample and generalizing. The sample is a set of observations.
What is the meaning of
So
what
there's
is the
no
meaning of
such
inductive
thing.
reasoning? Tell us the
There's
meaning.
no such thing. There's no such thing as observable induction. That's redundant because induction is an inferential process that relies on a sample of observations.
No,
There's no
look,
there's
there
no
is
such
also
thing.
there
There's
is.
no such thing. Stop.
Are you the one? Are we the only
There,
one who want to talk? We cannot talk. What is this? Just give me a time
just calm
to.
down. I will give you a time to. Just wait. Clearly, I'm still speaking. So just you
Okay.
interjecting,
Okay.
that's
When you
not your
finish, just tell
time.
me.
Okay. So look, now I'm losing my train of thought because you won't shut the fuck up. So all inductions deal with observation. Induction is literally an inferential methodology that relies on a sample of observations. So there's no such thing as non-observable induction. That's not a thing. And observable induction is not a class of induction. You're just making shit up. It's not even possible you have induction without observations. And observable induction, when I asked you what type of induction are you doing, enumerative, is not an answer. You're just making shit up. So if it's not enumerative induction, what type of induction is it?
I can speak.
That was a question.
Okay, I can speak. So please don't interrupt me when I say. Okay, when I speak. So when I say when I say inductive reasoning,
And he
there
doesn't
is what we
answer.
say in. Okay, I'm answering. You need to give me a time. Okay.
It takes
So
one.
look,
I'm just asking you. What is the question I'm asking you?
what kind of reasoning are you using when you say inductive?
No.
What kind of
What
is
induction?
it?
What
Yes.
induction? What
Yes. Is it?
induction?
Yes. You say it. Is it
One
numerative
phrase.
induction?
One
Yes.
phrase. It's one phrase. You don't get more than, you don't get a ramble. One phrase. Just name the induction.
Numerative plus observative induction.
What is observable induction? What is that?
Thank you. What observation inductive means? It's like a maths of physics. Do you know maths of physics?
You're so fucking stupid. I can't. I should have waited until
You're
Thursday.
stupid, man. You're just zero in knowledge.
Do you
You don't
think
even
there's
know
such
maths of
thing?
physics. You don't know maths of physics.
Is there
Come on,
such
man.
thing?
You're acting like you're in a.
Is
you're
there
in a,
that math and physics has nothing
maths
to
of
do with what
physics.
we're talking about?
We make look.
Do
We
you
make a
know?
measurement. Wait
I
a
get
minute.
it.
There is.
I get it. I get it.
Then we make
Do you-
our observation.
I get it.
Wait a minute.
Look,
Don't
just
mute
calm
me.
down.
Don't mute
I
me. I'm
will.
not here to listen to your dumb. Let me speak. Otherwise, you're not gonna mute me. Understand? I just like I listen to you. You need to listen to me. Okay.
Just calm down. Okay. Yeah, I think we're done. And we got someone else requesting. I don't know. Should we just keep going until? How many times am I gonna? All right, let's just. I'll just take the next guy. We'll see.
All right, what's up?
Yeah, what's going on? What do you got?
I was just curious what your thoughts are on pantheism.
That the universe is conscious.
Not necessarily that the universe is conscious, but that the universe is everything. Or I mean, God. That God is everything.
That's just like a completely different sense of the word. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be something more substantial than just saying, like, everyone believes that there's everything. They're going to believe things exist and whatever everything is. If you just label the set of things that exist God, it's just obviously not what atheists and theists are disputing.
Well, God is being defined as the creator of existence.
Then he can't be everything if he's the creator. First, that's okay. This is just levels of incoherent. Something cannot be the creator of existence because creator is causal and causes have to exist to produce effects. But if a cause exists and the thing it's explaining is everything that exists, then that means it's causing itself, which violates tenets of causation, because causation's irreflexive. It's not logically possible. Something causes itself.
Right,
That
so-
means it did not exist and brought itself into existence. So its non-existence has causal power, but things only have causal power when they exist.
Right. So we live
So
in a
your
cause
question
and
doesn't
effect.
make any sense. Like what you're
Okay.
talking about, God creating existence, is just incoherent.
Okay, but we live in a cause and effect reality, correct?
I'm just done. All right, peace out. I'll catch you maybe Thursday. Maybe.